Well, here we go, I'm turning over the same old leaf again. The seraphim on my shoulder whisper, please don't turn your head, 'cause if it weren't for the everything, then anything could happen. If anybody needs me, I'll be in my coffin. Girl, I guess you're just my style. You know I dig you like a tune. And I'm sorry for the things I've done and all I ask of you, but please squeeze it in rhythm, prevent my heart from stopping. If you still want me, come and find me in my coffin. If you need me, I'll be in my coffin. You could come and knock in, and I'll raise hell for you. So if anybody needs me, I'll be in my coffin. I'll be up there walking, back from the dead for you.
Yes, it's FNAF lore time, Emery. Yes! Excellent, Emery. Let's go.
If you need me,
That's a theorem again. That's just a theory. A game theory.
come and knock in.
Hi, Tanker. How are you doing?
Raise hell for you. If you
need me. Ba-da-da.
I'll be in
Wait, what are we doing? So, we're gonna be watching the game theory videos.
back from the dead.
That's basically it. But, like, I haven't seen,
I should switch up the
like, them since they came out.
stakes.
So it's gonna be definitely a nostalgia trip, man. Because, like, the oldest videos from 8 years
Stop the
ago.
world and melt with me. Friday, I'm in love again. If you still want me, come
My
and find
teacher
me.
found out his wife taught me and my mom and my sisters. Oh, wow.
Step on my grave, I'd kill the man I am.
Wow.
For one more chance to be yours, babe. No, I ain't begging. I'm just
saying,
it's an option. Don't let the
My
latest
baby
be
be the last nail in the coffin if you need.
I'll be in my coffin. You could
Come and knock.
and I know
Now
there's
there's hell for you.
If you need me,
Babushka, hello, Chimby.
I'll be in my coffin. I'll be up a day walking.
Guys,
From the dead.
Streamlabs has not told me that the notification has gone out yet, and that makes me nervous. Where did my balls go? I don't know, man. Uh-oh. I don't know, man. How would I know? Please tell me. I don't know, man. Where'd you last see them? I can't. Well. Okay, good to know. I'm glad that you got the notification. I was good. Guys, this is gonna be wild. Why would I do that? What, making pizza? Ooh. Hello, Tori. Dead man and spiders, monster under my bed, get him out of my head. I ain't afraid of no ghosts. This song goes so hard for no reason. are you afraid of? Oh my god, I love those emotes. Hello, Milo. How are you doing? What are you afraid of? Tell me what you're scared of. Tell me what you're afraid of. Tell me what you're made of. What are you afraid of? Uh-huh. I just realized the music is not playing in the right channel. What have I done wrong? Oh well. I'll figure out the music thing later. It doesn't matter for today. Yeah! Now, Vampiric, when you say I ate a manhole, what do you mean by this? Astrid, hello! How you doing? Yippee! No ads. For Milo, specifically. Thank you for the lurk, Tori.
Let me tell you about a story. I was younger in my days. Was a little boy, always running, was afraid.
Yo, Milo, thank you so much for the 69 bits. Nice. Yippee bonk. Yippee bonk. What are we doing? We're watching the FNAF 4 videos on Game Theory channel. Bonk. 15 men on a deck chest, sinking to the bottom of the sea. Tell my smoke, I will never let him. What are you afraid of when the nightmares come and the nightmares stay? Uh-oh. Oh, is Twitch not showing the badge? It's showing it on my end. Maybe you just need to refresh it. I'm doing great. I finally bought Minecraft yesterday. Oh my god. Have you played Minecraft before? Or is this like the first time? Because that's fun. That's exciting. Bonjour. Hello, Heroic. How you doing? Yeah, I see the badge too. Ooh. Okay, wait, guys, I'm gonna pause the music because it's not on the right channel, so it's probably gonna. Excuse me. Hi. No, I mean I don't know what the F it's called. Have you watched FNAF VHS? I feel like I have. I feel like I watched it on Jack Manifold's stream like a bit ago. Ooh, how is Baldur's Gate? How are you doing? Oh my god. How is Baldur's Gate? How are you liking it? I don't know why that was so hard for me to say. So guys, so the other day I was on Trashy's stream and I was talking about how I'd really love to rewatch all of the like Game Theory FNAF videos. And everyone's like, yeah, do it. Definitely do it. And so that's what we're doing today. Mostly because, like, I don't have a scary game to play with you guys anymore. And, Ghost Files releases every Friday. Chimpy was there. Chimpy was one of the people that convinced me that it was a good idea. Chimpy is included in the friends that made me think it was gonna be a good idea. Yeah, so, like, yeah, I don't have a horror game to play at the moment for you guys, and then also, like, Game Theory, not Game Theory, Ghost Files stuff doesn't come out until Friday, so we'll have one next Thursday. But I was thinking that maybe we could just go through as many of the FNAF theories as we can, I'm not gonna watch all of them because there's literally like 60 of them and they're each about a half an hour long. So we're gonna just watch like as many as we can, you know? We're starting from the beginning of the playlist. F what is called when I sub and I see the where it said I sub and I see the badge. Oh, like the subscription? Well, the character has about 2 brain cells, but I do all of the intelligence checks because I feel like it. It's great. Wonderful. Wait, what? Wait, what? I wasn't paying attention.
Emery, I've already said it like 3 times. We're gonna watch the game theory FNAF videos.
Except that it's not in the playlist. It doesn't have all of them because I remember very distinctly that the first FNAF theory video that he had was him talking about how he think was based on like that Chuck E. Cheese murder that happened. That's not in the playlist. So the playlist that I have is definitely like the theory videos about like FNAF lore rather than about the game, if that makes sense. And when I go out of range of my Bluetooth headphones, one of the robot noises is static. Me too, man. I do. Whenever time I go downstairs to get like water and stuff, I can hear Cakebird, whoever was talking for like a little bit, and then it will just like cut out. I've binged that series. I don't even play FNAF. Me neither. I've never played any of the FNAF games. 30 hours worth of stuff. Yeah. Yeah, we're not watching all of it. That would be a lot. That would be, a little bit too much. Yo! Milo! Oh my god! Thank you for the 222 bits. Thank you. I unlocked JJ and I'm on call with I unblocked JJ and I'm on call with them now. Now, why did you give me bits to give me this news? Now, why did we do that? Like, I appreciate it. Why? I don't know. Okay. I don't play horror, period, but I know a lot of the lore because my friends are fans. Fair enough. I never played the FNAF games because when it came out in 2014. Like, the first 3 games came out in 2014. And I never played a lot of games, right? I don't play a lot of games now, and I really did not play a lot of games in, high school, which is when it came out. 2014 is the year I graduated, so. Yeah, so, like, I mean, like, I never actually played any of the FNAF games. I don't really have an interest in playing them, because, like, I'm way more interested in, like, the lore of the games than I am in the actual gameplay of the games. I really liked watching people play it. Like, I watch Markiplier play it and all this sort of stuff. Milo, thank you so much for the 7 bits. Oh my god. They picked the amount of bits, too? Wonderful. I have Security Breach and the DLC, and I want a boss fight with Chica, and I refuse to log back in. Fair enough, Tori. Shut up, Chimby. Hello, Rabbit. How are you doing? Oh my god. Oh my god. So yeah, so that's what we're doing today. We're watching the FNAF lore videos. Again, like, a lot of these I haven't watched in, like, almost a decade, because they are about a decade old. So, like, I probably won't remember what's being said in these theories, and they're probably pretty old, but, I think because the FNAF movie, guys, the FNAF movie's coming out on Halloween, right? So October, like, it's coming out on Halloween. So I'm thinking that we have a goal of finishing all of the game theory videos before the movie comes out. I'm great? Awesome. That's kind of like the idea. I can spell. Me too, man. Yeah, that's kind of like the idea there. I haven't, like, actually done the math for that, like, to see if that's actually possible, but we'll see. Friend goes to another school, so when she asked for teacher advice, I didn't look at her schedule, but I did today, and I realized she had my old favorite teacher. Yo! Oh, that's awesome. How did I spell backwards? How is that? I don't know. I mean, like, in context, I knew what that meant. I'm hungry. I have popcorn. FNAF movie release, October 27, 2023. Yeah! All the trailers say, like, this Halloween, so I assumed it was end of October. A new trailer actually came out, which was great, which is really cool. We're not gonna watch a new trailer. What we are gonna watch is, guys, there's this game that I've been waiting for. I've been waiting for this game for 2 years, okay? It's called Subliminal, and it is a backrooms game, okay? But this person has been, like, advertising it on TikTok, and it looks like found footage. Like, it looks like a found footage, backrooms thing. So, like, the graphics on it are insane. And so people have been like, okay, we're gonna be a little hesitant here because, like, how does it actually look like in game? Because this looks like you actually went into a room and filmed your room. That's how good the graphics are. And so he released a gameplay trailer today. And the in-game footage is insane. Yes, found footage. Oh, well, the world is slowly getting worse. What do you mean? What do you mean? The teacher was the best. We made fun of her for her boyfriend. Well, guys, so that's the first thing we're gonna do, is we're gonna watch a trailer of this game. Because, like, I am so excited for this game, and I need you guys to experience this as well. Oh my god, dude. Hold on. Everything is way too responsive. Hold on, hold on. There we go. Got it. We were, talking, me and her class, so would ask my older friend if she... To be fair, I feel like students having crushes on teachers is not, like, abnormal. It's when the teacher, like, reciprocates it is when it's weird. Does that make sense? Because, like, when you're a teenager, finding people who are, like, in their 20s attractive is not weird. Like, that's not weird. But, like, the 20-year-old finding you attractive is very, very, very weird. I'm on a call with JJ anymore. I'm busy now. Okay. I hope that makes sense. That like that. We're gonna this. Okay, guys, look at this trailer. This is gameplay, okay? So obviously, like, the beginning bit is not gameplay. The beginning bit is, like... You'll see what I mean. But, like... But this is a gameplay trailer. There's in-game footage. Are you guys ready? Okay, it might be a little bit loud. Hold on.
Discretion is advised.
You guys don't understand.
Hello, and
Yeah, obviously
welcome.
this is not
Your
gameplay. This
safety
is like
our
a trailer.
priority. As you embark on your experience, please take note and remember these few tips to ensure a safe and pleasant journey.
Why is it so loud?
Stay calm and composed. Panic can cloud your judgment and disorient you. Take a moment to take a deep breath, relax, and continue along your journey. Use your light source to help you navigate
There you
through
go.
the
That should be fine.
experience. Doing this ensures that there are no unwanted surprises and keeps you fully aware of your surroundings. Avoid making eye contact with any unfamiliar faces. This is mandatory, and failure to do so will result in an overwhelming and self...
This that you guys are seeing right now, this is in-game footage. Like, this is what the game looks like. This is what the game looks like. That's what the game looks like! This is a video game. That's a video game! Oh my god. Oh my god. Milo, thank you so much for the 1 bit! Bonk, awesome, you got paid, so it's why I subbed today. Oh. Oh my god. Hold on a sec, guys. I need to change a setting. On my little thing here. It's not... Hold on. I just re-downloaded Chatterino. And I need it to, show me stuff. Chat... Huh. Huh. Hold on. Uh-oh. I think I made a mistake. Now, hold on a second. Uh-oh. Now... Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Yeah, you. Stay there. This is not what I want. Why is it being like this? Oh, that's super weird that it's doing that. Okay, never mind. I figured it out, guys. I figured it out. When things are broken and me subbing won't show when that's when I say F you. That's so weird. Wait, what happened? The Among Us scared me. What's going on is that Chatterino is not showing me like the viewer count, which I like to see. I don't know. But like it's not showing it unless I like hover over, and I don't understand what setting I have to like click for that to be just there. Now hold on a sec. Let me try and figure it out though. I'll figure it out later. This is fine. Hot Girl Summer, hello. Welcome. We were watching a game, like a trailer. This is an in-game trailer for a game that I'm really excited about, and then we're on to FNAF lore. Alright, are you guys ready? Okay, we're continuing. This is what the game looks like. Do you guys understand why I'm excited for this game? That's in-gameplay, like, that's what the game looks like. That's so cool! Well, Milo, thank you for the sub. I'm really sorry that it's not showing up. That's super weird. It's not even showing up in my activity. Like, guys, this is what the game looks like. Do you understand? I'm so excited for this game, man. I'm so excited for this game. Anyways, it's FNAF time. So, like, the game theorists have a FNAF theory playlist. This is... What? Milo, did you give subs and it didn't show up either? What? What? Dude, Dude, it's like not even showing up on my activity feed. What is happening? Yeah, okay, Twitch. Oh, Milo, thank you so much for the gifted sub. Thank you. That's so weird. That is a Twitch thing. There's no way. No, that was me, bro. What is happening? What is happening? I'm tired. What? 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 Anyways. It's FNAF time. It's FNAF time. Alright. So this, so as you can see, there's 64 videos in this. We're not gonna watch all of them because they're each about, like 15-ish minutes long, I would say the average is. So that's like a lot. I haven't watched this since it came out, in, 2015, April of 2015. These are only the, like, the theories, I guess? And this is the playlist that's made by Game Theory. So this is, like, not a playlist that I made myself. Oh, like, hello! I need to put my notifications on for you. Don't worry, you've missed nothing. I was just talking. I am so annoyed that it's not showing me how long I've been live and the viewer count and stuff. It is annoying me. Hold on, guys. I need to figure out this chat arena thing. Otherwise, it's going to bug me so much. I'm just like, I need to know. Oh, can I reconnect? Okay. 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 See, it just automatically did it before. I'm just gonna lose my mind. I'm gonna lose my mind. And highlights. I don't know. I don't know. I guess I just suffer. I just suffer, guys. Whoa. Windows decided to do something dumb. Hello? Window? Can I? Guys, I didn't think it- No, I want you to- What the F? What? 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 Guys, I have two screens, right? And it won't let me- There we go. Good God. That was awful. I hated that. I'm gonna look something up really quick. Okay? Hold on. So that I can have this. Okay? Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Katarina, you were not this hard to use before. I do want to know something. What would you like to tell me, Emery? Oh my god! Oh my god! Ooh, 20 months? 20 months? Oh yeah, I guess it would be- oh, yeah. You will be proud to hear about it? Okay, okay, okay. I'm excited, I'm excited. I'm DMing you it? Ooh, okay. Okay, something very important. I don't understand. Why? I'm going crazy right now. Hello, Pogout. How are you doing? I'm really sorry. I am going to be watching FNAF. I just, like, I've gotten a new computer. And I just re-downloaded Chatterino today. And apparently I didn't add a setting onto it that I should have added before. And I am having a little bit of trouble finding the, like, where the setting is. And I don't know why I'm having so much trouble with it. There really shouldn't be. How are you doing, Pogout? Channel, okay. I'm gonna go crazy. Yo, Jay! Yo, got an iced mint cocoa coffee and it's so tasty. That sounds awesome. That does sound really tasty. Yo! Pogout, thank you so much for the follow. I'm sorry you had to come, like, at a, you know, just a time where I'm, like, having, like... I just don't understand. Is this it? No. That's not it. Guys, Chatterino's gonna drive me crazy. Okay, you know what we're gonna do? F Chatterino. I'm making this bigger. Okay, this is fine. F this. It's FNAF time, you know? It's FNAF time. It's FNAF time. Guys, this is great. Half an hour in, we're finally getting to the theories. This is game theories playlist. I didn't make this playlist. So it has all the theories in there. What is happening? FNAF lore. Oh my god, FNAF. Hello, Squibble. Because the movie's coming out. So the movie's coming out at the end. Oh, I understand now? Yes. The movie's coming out at the end of October, so I was like, hey guys, you know it'd be really fun watching all of the MatPat game theory FNAF videos, because Spooky Thursday, and I don't have any horror games to play at the moment. So, A demon suit? Okay, so we're gonna start with the one he has in number 1, even though technically this is not his first theory, because I remember what his first theory is, and it wasn't this one. So these are definitely all the, like, actual theories about the FNAF lore rather than the game, which is good. We're starting with this one. This is it. We're putting on closed captions. Hold on, I think when I put it full screen, it does something weird where it's like a little bit over full screen, which I don't. There we go. All right, we good? I'm so happy I can watch FNAF movie on a free day off of college. Yo, let's go. He will come back, guys. I don't know what that's referring to. Good God, it's so effing loud. Okay, I figured it out. It's still effing loud, guys. Oh my god. Okay, it's fine. Thank you, my autopilot and disorder. I have no idea what's happening. Real! I don't know why he's doing that.
It's time.
It's time! Guys, it is time. Guys, the old intro! Billy! Thank you so much for learning. Welcome to Game Theory.
Where good things, or at least FNAF things, come to those who wait.
Guys, can we say and talk about how, like, it is, like, almost peaking on my mic here? But, like, look how low this is on this. Like, I'm gonna put it down a little bit more. The ad break ends in a minute! Of course there's an ad right now. Okay. How's all the subs doing? I have popcorn and hot chocolate. We have 40 seconds. I have to shower soon and look at I will. I mean, I can look at DMs right now, I guess. I don't know where my phone is. Hold on a sec, guys. I have to find my phone so I can look at DMs. Guys, I don't know where my phone is, actually. I don't want to delay this any longer because, like, I already delayed it a little bit, so I'm not gonna go look for my phone right now. But I will look at the DMs. Alright. 4, 3, 2, 1. Your ad should be over. Alright, it's FNAF time!
Man, when it comes to this game series, no one was waiting for anything. I mean, the second game came out 3 months after the first. The trailer for the
oh yeah, you guys
third
remember
was
when the
2 months later,
third,
and, like,
when
4
3
minutes
games came out in a
after
year?
that, the game was available to download. So forgive me if I was caught with my pants down on that one. I just wasn't prepared for it. But even more impressive than that abbreviated timeline was your ability to
Yes.
final game of
Yes, Bunny Trailer.
hours after the
Blast from the past for watching an 8-year-old game theory video. Number 1, let's go.
release of the game, people were discussing good versus bad endings, 8-bit Atari cake, glitching through walls, and punching.
Guys, remember when there was only 3 games?
Cement bricks arranged like a telephone dial pad. In regards to that last one, I have 2 things to say. First off, well done to you guys for figuring it out so quickly, and secondly, Scott, seriously. Seriously, Scott? Oh look, here's a wall. Let me just dial in my phone number. Beep boop boop beep boop boop. What? When did we jump from a point-and-click horror game to magical fantasy? This thing is like platform 9 3/4. I expect Harry effing Potter to apparate into Pirate's Cove or something. Jeez, here I was thinking that you'd plug your numbers into, the one other place that you see numbers in this game, the bonus jump scare menu, or something, anything. But nope, dialing it into a wall makes so much more sense.
Remember when that was the most complicated thing?
Sorry, just needed to get that one off my
You guys
chest.
remember?
Moving on. Now, with 15 days
Oh boy.
at Freddy's under our belts and a few overtime hours clocked
15
in for
days.
good measure, we have ourselves a completed video game trilogy, with the third
Man.
game giving us more jump scares, more phone guy, and more fan. But this game also
Not
contains
fan.
the final clues we need to get some closure on this game's deviously vague story. Scotty C certainly didn't make things any easier for us, but at this point I think we finally have enough puzzle pieces scattered across the 3 games to assemble a fairly accurate picture of this franchise's lore. Since you guys had a, let's just say, above average interest in this theory, I wanted to create something
and then I proceeded to make 60 videos
as possible about this franchise. But beyond just the details, the question we
Yo!
all want an answer to
What is
is
up?
what exactly
8-bit milk.
happened in the story.
We're talking about FNAF lore, and by talking about FNAF lore, I'm watching old MatPat videos because the movie's coming out soon. 20 days with the 6th and 7th nights? Yeah, exactly. Like, dude, remember when there was 3 games? Man. The days when there was 3 games, the lore kind of made sense. The timeline wasn't...
Story throughout this series.
Oh my
It's a
God.
pretty fundamental question to not have an answer to, and yet, despite thousands of videos, forum entries, and Tumblr posts, whoa, hey, put that away, you behave yourself. This game is already scary enough without you sticking your hook somewhere it doesn't belong, okay? Despite all those things,
Why did you
we
show
still don't have
that?
a clear picture on the details.
Hey, yo!
Yes, there's a child killer on the loose.
Why did you show that, and why did it stay there for so long? MatPat, how'd you find that? I forgot that? Like, I didn't forget that, like, furries went absolutely nuts for this game. But, like... Hi again, I came back. Welcome back, Togout. We're actually watching the video now. I didn't figure out the problem. I just... gave up. What did I lose? You mean what do I miss? Not much. About 3 minutes of this, theory.
Infamous purple guy who's been
My God, the cat's
using
yelling at me.
pizzerias as his hunting ground of choice
Do you wanna
for
leave?
years, but going into the
Yeah, I
third
can
game,
hear that.
we still weren't sure about who this guy was or even how many victims he'd officially taken. Then there are the animatronics.
He took a lot of victims,
Sure, we
MatPat.
generally understand that
He
the
took a
players'
lot of
dead bodies
victims.
have been stuffed into some of the suits, and that with the help of the puppet, the kids were able to find new life in those robotic bodies. But then, what about Shadow Bonnie and Shadow?
Oh my God,
Freddy,
Summer Lover,
who
hello.
randomly appeared
We're
in
doing
FNAF
great.
2, only to become prominent figures throughout Part 3. How do they fit in? What about the ghostly Golden Freddy?
How is
Someone
this
we've been
theory
talking
one?
about since the first game, and yet we still don't really know anything about him. Well, now that we finally have all the facts, I think it's time we revisit my timeline I presented in the last episode to see what I got right, what I got wrong.
This is the first theory in the playlist, and I think he already had like 4 other videos before this one. I don't speak English as my first language. All good. All good. What is your first language? Hey guys, it's me, MatPat, and I will make 68 videos on FNAF. You're pretty close, actually, 8-bit. There's 64 videos in this playlist, and those are the ones he decided to keep in, because I know for a fact that this isn't the first theory he made on FNAF. So, yeah. Guess who's getting their first tattoo tomorrow? Ooh, that's exciting. Yeah, the videos are out of order. Are they out of order, or... Oh my God, dude, if they're out of order, I'm going to scream. Are they out of order, or did he just not put in the first, like, few? Are they actually... Okay. Hold up. Hold up, guys. Apparently, they're out of order. Hold up, guys. They're out of... That's so upsetting. Just kidding, Spanish? Oh, you said Abric and then Spanish. I can, like, kind of understand Spanish, and it is one of the allowed languages, so, like, you can speak in Spanish in the chat. I just won't understand it. What about the full timeline videos? I think they're in there. They're supposed to be. Oh my God, dude. Oh my God. Someone, oh my God. Dragon Lord 1604. A hero. Oh my God. This person is like, list of every game theory FNAF video, theory/video in order. Found it, guys.
Hello once again, theorists.
Oh my god, guys. He's doing a spoof of Markiplier. I'm gonna block the camera. He's doing a spoof of we found it. Salute to this guy. 07s to this guy. Respect. Alright, guys, we did it. We found the beginning.
Welcome to Matt Pat Plays. Today we are playing the scariest game of all creation. Probably never heard of it. It's called Five Nights at Freddy's.
Guys, you've probably never heard of this Five Nights at Freddy's. That it's hold on.
What's this?
That was released October 23rd of 2014. This video.
Was that a bunny?
That was a decade ago, by the way.
Was that a bunny? I think it was a bunny.
He's spoofing MatPat right now.
I'm so scared right now. Oh god!
Say something in Spanish, please. I do not sleep if you don't say something in Spanish. Apparently, I pronounce Spanish like a French person. So, like... So I could just say, like, yo como manzanas. Like, you know? Like, it's not good.
It was only the fan.
Not a decade yet next year. It's almost a decade. It's like almost. It's like basically a decade. I'm good, I think? Yeah.
Oh god, shut the door, shut the door.
The fact that this is a spoof on, like, Markiplier, which is, it's like a good spoof on Markiplier. But, like... But if you were watching these videos, like, now, trying to get all the FNAF lore, this makes no sense.
Okay, we're good. Oh! God! Just the fan. Just the fan. I don't know about you,
I can't tell if you're laughing at this or what I said.
What? That's it? That's it?
Bonk!
It's a jump scare? It's a little bunny rabbit jump scare. Really? Really? Alright. I mean, oh god, it's so terrifying. Oh, there's the bunny rabbit, shut my door.
Pat, you should be scared of this game because it's about to take over your entire life for a decade.
This is truly compelling gameplay.
You should be scared. You should be afraid right now.
Oh my gosh,
Pat,
I'm almost out of power.
you're gonna be doing this game, and during the period of you doing this game,
Please don't get me Freddy, please don't
you're
get
going
me
to
Freddy.
move, have a child,
Is this what it takes?
the whole
Get
world
me
is gonna
on
effing end, and you're still gonna be doing theories about this game. Old MatPat intro, let's go! This is my high school,
Hello,
right
Internet.
here. This is my high school
Welcome to
life.
Game
Oh my god, it's so
Theory,
effing
where
loud.
Fear is our middle name, Matthew Fear Patrick. It's
Real.
a very strange name. Okay.
As
I'll
MatPat
admit
once
it,
said,
I
don't
didn't give
you
Five
tell me
Nights
how
at
many
Freddy's enough
calories I
credit when it
need.
first came out. A few jump scares from creatures that, aren't that scary. People
Okay, MatPat.
overreacting to it on YouTube. Meh, pass. But then when I asked you about it, you showed overwhelming support for an episode on the game on Twitter, so I began to dig a little deeper and deeper. And what I found was some of the most interesting storytelling,
Canon event. MatPat's canon event was doing that Twitter poll, and the Twitter poll being FNAF.
most intriguing mysteries and most disturbing events I'd read about in a long time.
Don't do it,
Now,
MatPat.
if you were just to play the game straight through 5 days,
It's about
the
to
story
take
would
your
actually come across as
it's
pretty
about to take over your
superficial.
life.
You're the new night guard watching the security cameras at a Chuck E. Cheese style restaurant called Freddy
8-Bit
Fazbear's
Milk, thank you so much
Pizza.
for the follow.
4 animatronics
I really
roam the
appreciate it.
halls at night because the owners don't want their servos to lock up. Bad news is, you can't let them near you or else they'll kill you on the spot because you look like a naked endoskeleton. Ow, ow, show them those circuits. Apparently, one of them bit someone back in 87, presumably 1987. And the past guard
Guys, I think
usually
that
recorded
Charlie
phone
bit my,
messages that use
finger
your
video was
tutorial,
already dated
that
at that
is,
point.
as much as he could record before he got himself killed. And that's it. Stay 5 nights, collect your paycheck, done, game over, play something new. But playing it that way is doing the game a huge disservice. Because that's not
Yeah,
even
MatPat?
scratching the surface. If you're
Uh-huh.
really observant, you start to unravel the layers of unsolved mysteries around this place. You find that
Uh-oh.
there's a fifth animatronic, that posters on the wall will change randomly, that news clippings appear and disappear,
That was
telling the
dated
dark
even in his peak.
secrets of this twisted place. Putting it all together, here's the rest of the story. Freddy Fazbear's
Like, I mean, I got the
Pizza,
reference,
once
to be
a
fair.
popular restaurant,
I don't think
fell into
MatPat and I are
hard
that
times
different in
as
age.
5 children
How old
were
is MatPat right now?
after being lured to a back room by a man dressed in a character costume. Though a suspect was caught and convicted, the bodies of the children were never recovered. The pizzeria was also threatened
Remember when
with
the war
shutdown
was that
due
simple?
to sanitation complaints, as foul odors
Wow.
started to come from the animatronics.
Wow.
Blood
Grown
and
so
mucus
much.
oozing from their eyes
Man.
and mouths. The last article, written years after the incident, states that the pizzeria would
MatPat
finally
is
be
36.
closed by
Never
year
mind.
end. In addition
He's
to
a
the
decade
core
older
four
than me.
robots, Chica, Bonnie,
Never
Freddy,
mind.
and Foxy, there's also a fifth, unofficially referred to as Golden Freddy. Ignoring the rules of physics, Golden Freddy appears and disappears at will, can inexplicably travel through doors, wherever, causing strange hallucinations.
Yeah,
And
never
when
mind.
he attacks you, you're not taken to the typical game over screen. Your game
sorry.
crashes. So that's unsettling. And
It
there's
is a little
also
upsetting.
strange messages
Welcome back,
appearing
Milo.
on the walls, repeating the words, "It's me." According
Guys,
to the
remember
game's
when
creator, the place is
Wow.
indeed haunted by what we can only assume to be the
The
spirits
creator.
of the 5
Nothing-
lost children.
there's
So
nothing
that's
in
gist
the
of it. Murder,
fridge.
missing children,
Goo-goo-bee.
foul odors, killer robots, and pizza. But that story leaves a lot of lingering questions. Who
Beans,
is
hello
your
one.
character? How's he fit in? Why does he stay for 5 nights?
Man, guys. I miss the days when the FNAF lore was something that I could explain to my mother in like a 10-minute conversation. You know? Because when I was 17, when this came out, I went up to my mom and I was like, oh my god, there's this game. And it is about these animatronics where these kids died and they got stuffed into the animatronic suits. And now they haunt the suits. And that was the entirety of the FNAF lore. That was it. Why was MatPat so not safe for work? Oh boy. Oh 8-bit milk. Oh no. I mean, he toned it down because of, like, a few YouTube regulations and stuff. But, like, man, he used to be so much worse. Oh my god, dude. There's, like, a video that just has, like, a solid 30 seconds of, like, a bunch of different pictures of, like, breasts. Like, they're not naked breasts. They're just, like... But they're breasts, you know? Do I remember what that video's about? No. But I do remember why he did that. But, like... Anyway.
Nights when he's very clearly confronting the possibility of death. What more can we know about this?
The reason why he became more safe for work was probably because he realized that, like, people didn't really care. Like, people who were watching his video were not watching it because he made, like, a naughty joke one time. But it was also probably because of YouTube. Like, YouTube's algorithm, if you do lots of not safe for work stuff or you swear a lot, especially in the first 30 seconds, it will, like, not recommend your videos to people. And it was, like, this whole, like, thing with YouTube. Advertising. All this stuff. Yeah. YouTube got mad. YouTube... Oh, dude, I could talk about the YouTube... Oh my god. I could talk about YouTube for, like, hours. Imagine Nintendo demanding Scott Cawthon, because Golden Freddy says it's me. That's definitely not copyrighted. There's no way. Every time a big game that had something lore relevant in 1987 on Two Nickels, this is a lot, but it's weird that it happened twice.
Terrifying
What's the other
Golden
game?
Freddy, and most importantly, what is the complete story behind Five Nights at Freddy's?
Bonk.
They're all good
Milo, thank you
questions
so much
about
for the
a
1 bit.
delightfully incomplete and mysterious story with just enough threads to
Rec
keep you
Room. Oh, I
theorizing.
never heard of
So
Rec
now,
Room.
if you'll indulge
I
me,
know
let
what
me
Rec Room is?
reciprocate that story with one of my own. I think you'll find it interesting.
Yeah, okay, so this is the...
1993,
Okay, this is the one where he was like,
Aurora,
"Ah, yes,
10
Chuck E.
p.m.
Cheese."
Tuesday night at a local Chuck E. Cheese. After a family birthday party runs long, manager Margaret Kohlberg and teenage employees Sylvia Crowell, Ben Grant, Colleen O'Connor, and Bobby Stevens are forced to stay late to close up shop. But as Margaret tallies receipts in the back, Bobby scrubs down the kitchen, and the other 3 work outside in the main arcade. Unknown to any of the 5, there's actually a 6th person locked in the building with them.
I missed you
waiting
looking at the DM because I
silently
took
in
a
the
shower.
darkened restaurant.
No, I haven't looked at the DM. I don't know where my
19-year-old
phone
named
is.
Nathan Dunlap. Earlier that year, Nathan had begun working there as a cook, dough master, before getting fired in July after a disagreement over his hours. Now, 5 months later, he was back. At 10:05, he left the bathroom, pulled out a small caliber handgun, and proceeded to execute everyone in the building. First Sylvia, then Ben, then Colleen. Dunlap then moved to the kitchen, where he surprised Bobby Stevens. The bullet entered Bobby's jaw, sending him
Fair, there was a
sprawling
Chuck E.
onto
Cheese
the
FNAF
ground.
style,
Then finally Nathan moved to the back.
Oh
the
yeah,
office,
of course there
where
was.
Margaret
Like,
opened the
I
safe
wouldn't
before
imagine
Nathan
so.
had shot her
That there
twice,
wouldn't be.
Proceeded to grab her bag, filling it with $1,600 in cash, arcade tokens, and keychains.
I love how
Spurred
he,
on by
like-
the building security footage, police were at his home a few hours later.
I like
and
how
was
he just, like,
promptly
took
arrested.
arcade tokens, like,
Eventually,
those
he
are
was
worth
tried
money.
and sentenced to death, but his story re-entered the news just recently as his punishment has been postponed, leading people to debate whether he's able to sleep soundly, knowing that his execution has been delayed. This is a tragic story, a disgusting waste of human life, and one that I won't
Yeah,
joke
so, like,
about
I
or
think,
make
like, one
fun
of the
in any
first, like,
way, but I want
like,
to
theories of
address it
FNAF was
because I
that
have
it
a
was
strong suspicion
inspired by
this
that story.
is the one
Like,
that
this is the lore,
inspired
is the
Five
FNAF
Nights at
lore and everything
Freddy's.
else is
Let's
not
look at the
true.
facts. First, I don't think that there's any doubt that
I
Freddy's is a parody
feel
of
like-
Chuck E. Cheese. From the singing
Yeah, I feel
animatronics
like
to the
you're
alliterative
correct,
naming of
whereas,
the
like, at
characters,
the beginning,
parallels are just
like,
obvious, so
Scott
the
probably
setting is
got
certainly
inspired
the same.
by a
Next,
tragedy
what
like
year
that,
does Five
or
Nights take
thought
place?
that, like,
The
oh,
time is
killer
certainly
animatronics.
kept
It's, like,
vague,
not, like,
but
a
there
hard
are
thing to
clues
think
that
of.
we can put together. For one, the Chuck E. Cheese
But the thing is
franchise
that,
had a
like,
tremendous
Scott does
period of
actively
growth
put
and success in the late
story
80s and early
into
90s, but
his
started to
games now.
decline along the same time as
Like, I mean,
arcades,
he's
with
written books
at-home
and
video
everything
game
for it as
consoles
well.
taking center
Do I
stage.
think
So
that
that's
he
one
had, like, a
clue, but we
really
can get
clear
even more
idea of what the
detailed,
story was gonna be when
specifically
he
with
made
your
these first
character's
3 games?
paycheck.
No.
Each night you're working a 6-hour
But, like, I
shift,
do think he
and you're
does
spending
now.
5 nights there. So that's
You melt them
30
down, they're
hours
worth
of total
something?
work time for $120.
Are they?
In total, $4
They're, like,
an hour.
made out of
How could they do
plastic.
that? That's below minimum wage for 2014. But in 1990, minimum wage was $3.80. In 1991, it was raised to $4.25. And by 1996, you were looking at about $5 an hour. So the game seems to take place between 1991 and 1996. The Nathan Dunlap story took place in 1993. But let's move on to the most important comparison, the victims. In the game, there were 5 child victims. In the real-life story, there were also 5 victims. But we can get even more specific. Online theories about the
This
game
theory
always seem to
is,
draw a
like,
parallel
at the
between
time
the
it was
number of
like, oh,
kids
this is pretty
missing to the
compelling,
number
and
of
then, like,
animatronics, saying that
now
the
it's, like,
children's
kind of, like,
bodies were
irrelevant.
stuffed in the various suits. And this appears
I
to
don't
be
wanna go to
true.
the gym.
Bobby and
I mean, you don't
Chica
have
both
to.
moans and raspy
Are you
breath
talking about,
sound
like,
effects,
to,
as
like,
though someone's
work out?
trying to cling to the last threads of their lives stuffed inside the costumes.
Yeah, I forgot there was
And other
weird sounds coming
made by
from
the
them.
animatronics are just slowed down versions of children's
No school gym?
laughs and
Oh.
screams. Additionally, as the news clipping
like, you
mentions, the
should,
suits
though, like, I
ooze
mean-
blood and mucus and begin to
Good
stink
to-
like decaying bodies or reanimated
Okay.
corpses.
It's
So
good
5
to do
victims,
workout
5
stuff, yeah.
suits seems like a slam dunk, but nowhere does it say that all 5 were murdered, only that they went missing and couldn't be found. Also, the trouble a lot of
Weird.
people have with this theory is Golden Freddy. Why is that guy so limp and lifeless? So unlike the others. It's weird until you go back to the real life story. Yes, there were 5
passed out of
people
the gym
shot
today?
that night
Oh,
in Chuck E.
shoot, that
Cheese,
sucks.
which matches the 5 victims in Freddy's story. But of those,
Ugh.
one survived. Bobby, the one from the kitchen, miraculously survived the shot to his jaw. After he
Oh.
was knocked to the floor by the bullet, he went limp, played dead, to avoid the killer coming back to finish the job. And that relates exactly to the advice you're given on night 3 by the phone guy.
Try playing dead. You know, go limp.
Again, let me reiterate that I'm not trying to make light of the real-life events by comparing them to bear costumes and animatronics, but I do want to point out that these similarities do exist. And what else is limp and appears to be a lifeless, empty suit in the game? Golden Freddy. Surviving the attack,
if only
Bobby
you
was
knew,
able to
Matt
go to
Pat.
trial and
If
be
only
a
you
damning
knew.
piece of evidence in the case against Nathan Dunlap, ultimately leading to his death sentence. Which animatronic surprises you by appearing randomly? The one you don't expect and has no clear pattern? Golden Freddy. It's also
you ever
worth
think
mentioning that of all
that,
the cameras in the restaurant,
Matt Pat looks at
one
this theory
is always
and
black,
goes,
preventing you
"You.
from seeing what's going on.
You're the
That
reason why I'm
camera is
stuck in this
located
hell.
in the kitchen,
You.
leading
This
many
video.
to assume it's where
This is the
Golden
video
Freddy hides,
that made it so
which
that I
just
have
so
to make
happens to be the place
60
Bobby
plus
was
more of
able
these.
to survive the attack. So I ask,
I think there's
odd
90
coincidence
videos in this
or source of
playlist.
inspiration? In fact, if you think about it, the behavior of the animatronics really corresponds with key features of each of the real-life story's victims. We just covered Golden Freddy and Bobby, but the rest
To be honest, he
strange
probably
parallels,
does.
too.
Yep.
Bonnie goes into the utility
This was
closet filled
MatPat's
with
canon
floor
event,
cleaning supplies, the most prominent ones being a mop and a broom. It's probably one of the most random rooms in the game, until you consider that Ben, the second victim, was vacuuming at the time of the attack. Foxy is kept sequestered in the back of the building, behind a curtain, more aggressive than all the rest. Similar to the way Margaret, the manager, was in the back office counting receipts at the time of the murder, and her role as manager would inherently make her more aggressive or assertive. Sylvia was closest to the bathroom and was cleaning up the salad bar at the time of the attack. Chica walks past the bathroom and is associated with food. And Freddy, well, he doesn't have that strong of a parallel with Colleen, but he does appear in the girls' restroom. Odd for what we would assume to be a male animatronic. Maybe it's a reference to Colleen being a girl, or a nod to Nathan's plan of hiding in the bathroom.
And the canon event for the
ready to attack.
person who thinks canon events are.
All the research, reading every
the canon event for the person who thinks canon events are
mean for the story of the
BS.
game? I think the game is an allegory for that night back in 1990.
Oh, like, are you
Here's
like what is the canon event of someone who
Mike
thinks
Schmidt,
canon
are the
events are
murderer,
BS? I mean, like,
former employee of Freddy's Pizzeria.
like, obviously
like
it's a
Nathan in
joke,
the real
right?
story, you were fired for the reasons stated in the Day 7 pink slip: tampering with the animatronics, being unprofessional, odor. Maybe it was your tampering with the robots that caused the infamous bite of 87. Regardless, like Nathan, you were mad. and
wow,
wanted to get even.
that was a
So you
wild
lured
sentence that
children
MatPat
to
just
the
said.
back
Maybe you're
using a killed them,
you're
stuffed
tampering with
their
the
bodies into
animatronics, but
animatronic
caused the bite of
suits,
87.
hoping to get the
Man,
place shut down,
wow.
then left. Notice that the newspaper clippings never
Oh my
say
God, that's
it's
an amazing
employee
emote.
of the company luring the children away, but we know it must have
Are you
been
having
someone
explosions
with
today with losing your
access and
phone?
knowledge
I
of
didn't
the
like
employees
the phone's like
only
in
section
the
of
house.
building.
I
And
just
as the
like
newspaper
we had already
clippings
delayed,
clearly
like
show,
it's an
just
hour,
like
and we're on
Nathan,
we're
you were
on
caught
theory
almost
1
immediately,
because I had like a bunch of
captured on the
delays
security
that I didn't
footage.
want to just
You
like
were arrested,
leave again to go
tried,
find my
and
phone.
convicted. Forced now to live on death row. The Freddy's Pizzeria you work in now are just the nightmares that haunt you, taunting you every night with the phrase,
That's an
"It's
amazing
me,
emote though. I love that
it's
emote.
me." It is you. You are the killer. The
What the?
nightmare
I
is
mean, I can
also
go
why
right now.
everything is so surreal. Posters switching at random, heads on the animatronics glitching, golden
Yeah, I have
Freddy
enough time.
appearing and disappearing at will, taunting you as the one that got away. It's also
Sure.
why you're only at the
Surely.
pizzeria from
I'll be right
midnight
back,
to
guys.
6
You
a.m.
enjoy the
every
rest of
night.
this
It's a
series.
nightmare. In your sleep. It's a place you created, a restaurant long closed as evidenced by the spider webs, and overrun with angry spirits out for revenge on you, and you alone as the one who took their lives, as evidenced by them completely ignoring the naked endoskeleton elsewhere in the building. It's also a place you can't escape from, why you find yourself back there night after night, even after you complete your 5 nights. See you back next week, the ending text goes. You're unable to
found my
leave
phone.
this terror, the threat of death, the guilt.
How's your
because
guys-
it
how's
never
your guys'
ends.
day going?
And in a delightfully ironic twist, your personal
I mean, if
hell
you care about
forces you
my
to
day
supervise
went
the
pretty
exact
great, guys.
same
I have
security
2 weeks of
footage that
vacation
led
now.
to your capture in the
I was in the
first
face of my
place.
friends, but I confused the
But
words
hey,
cook and
that's
cock when I was
just
a beginner in
theory.
English.
A game
That's
theory.
amazing.
Sweet dreams.
Wow, the ending for wow. Thank you, Milo.
You know what October reminds me of? Traveling from door
No,
to door
do
in order to
not
get free snacks
Give
on
me an
Halloween.
effing
This,
ad from
Nature
10 years
Box?
ago. No way. Hello, hello? Hello, hello? No more skill issue. Guys, on to Theory 2. FNAF 2, gaming's scariest story, solved. Because you guys have to remember that... Hold on. You guys have to remember that 3 games released in 1 year. So, yeah. So this probably released immediately after he dropped, like, that first theory. Hello, hello!
Five Nights at Freddy's 2 video. I'm here to answer any questions the game may have left unanswered. The game's developer, he's a pretty tricky guy. Don't worry though, we'll get everything cleared up. Oh, and watch out for the puppet.
Hello, Internet! Welcome to Game Theory, the show that promises not to include any more gratuitous jump scares, unless that's just what I want you to think, so I can lull you into a false sense of security and scare you again. But I wouldn't do that.
Five, I think it's best, like the
of whether a jump
fifth.
scare is going to happen or not drive you insane for the rest of this
I really
episode.
like the haunted one,
Man, I love
but only
reverse
because of the
psychology.
aesthetic of
You know
it.
what else I love? These games! Not because I'm freaked out by the rosy-cheeked, tingle-looking, emotionally dead animatronics. Okay, well, Balloon Kid is pretty messed up, but whatever. No, what I appreciate about these games is that
Matt, Balloon Boy is about to haunt your forever now. I have a cut on my finger. No! Let's dance. Any music? Any music going on? Guys, if you guys don't know the MatPat lore, he hates Balloon Boy. He doesn't know yet. He doesn't know that he's gonna hate that character.
Every element of the story. When you create a game that has people rage debating about whether it's a sequel or a prequel, you've definitely done something right. Unless that was never your intent, in which case you've done something horribly, horribly wrong.
He
Anyway,
did something
the
horribly
point
wrong.
is,
He
Five
wasn't that
Nights
great
at
of a
Freddy's
writer
2
at that
looks
point.
to be everything
Oh,
you
your
want in
popcorn?
a sequel.
Great.
More cameras, more danger, and
I love
more
watching
fan.
theory videos
But that
with
also
popcorn
comes with
and
more
hot chocolate.
questions.
This is like my best day ever.
More. And while others
You know?
will provide you with the jump scares,
Oh
I
my
provide
god,
you with
dude. Whoa! Whoa! Look at those old icons! Wow! That's PewDiePie, by the way. If you didn't know, that's PewDiePie's old icon. And, like, obviously that's Markiplier, but I don't think that's the icon that he uses anymore. This is, like... This is what YouTube looked like when I was in high school.
what everyone really wants, answers. Well, maybe not everyone.
That was wild.
What an elite, educated subset of you really want, answers. So grab yourselves
Yes.
a slice of Freddy Fazbear's signature pizza, because we're about to
I don't think
dig
that
in.
pizza's great.
Ugh. Tastes like cardboard. Let's get the big
Oh.
one out of the way first. Is the game a sequel or a prequel sequel? And what I mean by that is, contrary to popular belief, just because it has a big 2 slapped next to the name doesn't automatically mean...
Oh, there's
the
an ad.
game-
You remember everyone freaking out over Toy Chica? I don't. What do they do? Why all people who play FNAF can agree that the fan is horrible? I don't know. I just think people thought it looked so out of place that people were just like, I hate this fan. I got an ad. Yeah, I know. I know, guys. I'm gonna look at my phone for the little... This bot definitely started following me. That's so cool. I love it when bots follow me. Milo, I've read your message. Are we back? Why is there no skip? It was an ad on Twitch, unfortunately. Yeah, yeah, don't worry, guys. For the new people in chat, the little chat does tell me when an ad is playing, and it tells me when it ends. So, like, I roughly know when an ad is starting and when it roughly ends, so don't worry, I'll be pausing it. But yeah, there's no skip the ads. It's not on Twitch. Unfortunately. Like 3 bots, like, my TikTok in the past 1 or 2 hours. Oh, it's just like on Tumblr. Like, a lot of bots follow me on Tumblr. But that's because Tumblr has a bot problem. Yeah.
Comes after the
Man, I
first
can't
one,
speak
and
today.
timeline
This
says
is awful.
It's a sequel, yes, but it tells a prequel story. Take, for instance, these all-time classics. Psycho 4, The Beginning, Lion King 1.5, and the actual all-time classic, Godfather Part 2. All of them sequels that just so happen to also be prequels. It's not mutually exclusive. So where's Five Nights at Freddy's 2 fit in? Knowing its place in the timeline is crucial for understanding its story. Well, to figure that out, let's focus on the page.
That's what a
at the end
prequel
of your
is.
5th night. The date
Why did he explain what a prequel is? But, like, it was a different thing. Like, it was just, like, a sequel prequel. It's like, a prequel means when something comes second in a series, but actually in the timeline came before. Well, I don't know what that says. Log out. I don't know what that says. An auto mod got it for like a sex-based term, but it's in Spanish, so I don't actually know how bad it is. Okay, do you guys remember everyone freaking out over Toy Chica? I don't. Do you mean like how she looked? Oh yeah, because she has like a big, yeah, I do. It's very bad? Oh, okay, well. I'm assuming you're talking about Chica though. Hold on. Maybe I can figure this out. I don't think I can figure this out, actually. There's too many words in there that I don't know. Sorry, man. Somebody does have a bot pop-up? Dude, there's so many bots that follow me. Like, at least 200. Like, I need to go block them. It's a very bad translation of Toy Chica. Ah, okay. I understand. Remember, I don't know if I wore too long. Is that more than 8 hours? It kind of looks like it. Maybe. Don't wear it for more than 8 hours.
In 1987, a whole 6 years ahead of when we determined the first game took place in our first video. Sounds like a prequel, but we found that date in the first game by calculating Mike Schmidt's hourly pay and comparing that to the minimum wage.
Yeah, we figured it out, guys. We know the timeline because there's only 2 games.
Numbers for the payments. This bit of evidence would be meaningless. Except that he's not. At the end of Five Nights 2, you get paid $100.50. Divide that by the 30 hours worked, and you get $3.35 an hour. The exact minimum wage for 1987. Which means that us using minimum wage calculations to identify the year of Five Nights 1 is
no, he is right
a
here.
perfectly valid way to prove it, and shows that it takes place after the events of Five Nights 2. Still don't believe me? Players brave enough to survive the extra Night 6 are rewarded with a bonus check and a newspaper clipping that says the toy robots are getting scrapped.
Dude, like, he's like explaining how FNAF 2 was a prequel, and in my head that's like obvious, like of course it was a prequel, because it's been like so long since that was relevant. And this is like crazy that he has to like prove it.
Smaller scale version
Ooh, hold on.
That would explain why the old models reappear in Five Nights 1 and the toy models don't. And notice how it mentions a smaller version of the restaurant. The
I am missing. I am
significantly smaller than the setting
missing a word that is very significant in that sentence. Hold on.
On the first night in the office, the phone guy explains that the robots used to walk around during the day just like they do in Five Nights 2, but not anymore. Or the fact that phone guy dies in the first game, making it hard for him to also be the phone guy in Five Nights at Freddy's 2 if it takes place after. Call me the Phantom Menace, cause every way to Sunday, this game is a prequel. So with that revelation out of the way, we're able to piece together the rest of the timeline and dig a little bit deeper. Posters everywhere in Five Nights 2 welcome you to this new location, implying that there was another Freddy Fazbear's Pizza somewhere before this one. Additionally, the phone guy makes reference to it on night 1, mentioning the old location and how it was left to rot. So we know that there was one Freddy Fazbear's Pizza for the first game, one for the second game, and one that came before both of them.
Guys, I'm trying to read Spanish. Hold up. I love speaking in Spanish. Hold on. I'm gonna figure this out, guys. Hold on. I need to know. I need to know what this says. Bunny is not here to translate it for me. When? Okay, I did have it right. When the people speak in English. Oh my god, I love it. I figured it out. I'm getting paid $100 at the end of the week. Real. Me when I had a paper route.
Even before that, the phone guy also mentions an even older
I figured it out.
restaurant called Fredbear's
I'm a genius.
Family Diner, which, aside from its confusingly
You
different
did
name,
not
also had
miss
different
much.
owners. So let me recap.
Trainer.
There's the restaurant from the first game, which is the last in the timeline. The one that you...
You really did? Duolingo coming in clutch, guys.
In 1987, in Five Nights 2, an older location of Freddy Fazbear's Pizza
I did have to look up
and
what Incanda
the
means, so.
original Fredbear's Diner. Jeez, I hope you're still with me, because this is more complicated than the Zelda timeline. Anyway, it's...
Guys, let's go back for a second. Okay, guys. He's about to explain. I speak Russian too. I don't. Don't put it in my chat though. Don't put it in my chat though. Don't put it because you're allowed English, French, and Spanish. Those are the languages. We might add Portuguese because I am learning Portuguese. But don't put French because I can't moderate it. I don't know what you're saying. Guys, can we talk about how he's like, there's 2 games available right now, and he's like, guys, the timeline, it's more complicated than Zelda.
Let me recap.
Man, you have no idea.
Which is the last in the timeline. The one that you're currently working at in 1987 in Five Nights 2, an older location of Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria left to rot, and the original Fredbear's Diner. Jeez, I hope you're still with me, because this is more complicated than the Zelda.
Pat, you jinxed yourself. This was you jinxing yourself. Guys, this is so complicated. There's 4 locations. Oh no.
Anyway, it's at this first location, the diner, where the whole story begins.
They pay for 2 different
Submitted
keywords?
for
Oh
the
yeah, I
approval
would
of the
imagine.
Game Theorist Society. This is the true tale of Five Nights at Freddy's. When you die in Five Nights at Freddy's 2, before you've even gotten over the jump scare, you sometimes get a
Oh, that
scream
sucks,
like
Milo.
this. Oh, turn it off! Turn it off! It's too horrifying! That, youngsters, was E.T. for the Atari, a console that came out before the NES. Yes, around the same...
Guys, one time at a thrift store, like it was an antique store, I saw the ET for the Atari in the thrift store. Like, it was just like the cartridge was just like there. And I was so close to buying it because I don't think the guy realized how much it was worth, because the guy was selling it for $20. Guys, don't speak other languages in my chat. It's English, French, and Spanish. Don't put other languages in my chat. Don't do it. It's bad, but, like, can you imagine, like, having it, though? Could you imagine having... I didn't buy it because I was just like, oh, I'll get it later. And then the next time I went in, it wasn't there anymore. And I was like, ah! I'm so mad. Twitch is twitching? Oh, God. Wait, hold it. Wait. Oh, yo. I don't think I can get that one. Hold on. Guys, it's Google Translate time. We'll continue this and I'll Google Translate that.
It's widely considered to be the worst game of all time, hence me reacting in a horrified manner. See? Humor, folks. But seriously, you get these disturbing death minigames which, true to the 1987 setting, use Atari-esque graphics to depict various horrific events. All the while, a creepy robotic voice spells out letter by letter things like help them, or save him. These
I don't know if that's actually what you're saying, because what this is saying is not great. Hold on. It translated it to like something like not great, and I was like, uh-oh. I don't think that's actually what you're saying. Okay, it is actually what you're saying. That's quite funny. Why are you just swearing in my chat? Mans is just like, guys, I could put naughty words in the chat. Guys, I could put naughty words. I could put naughty words in the chat. Would you like to know a French one? Twitch just censored Dum Dum? That's quite funny. Like, I don't really, like, you guys can swear in the chat. Like, I don't really care. That's why it's, like, not automating it. Like, I just don't swear. Like, I don't really care. Like, you know, just, like...
in figuring out the true story behind these games. Let's start with this one. This death minigame has you playing as Freddy, taking cake to...
I don't know how to explain it, actually.
Party, as Freddy rushes around trying to keep the whole party...
I don't care if you put swears in the chat. What I was gonna say is, like, don't be, like, rude to me, if that makes sense. Like, You know what I mean? I'm sure that makes sense. Just use common sense. Just think about it.
Pretty happy, a single sad child looks on from outside, and suddenly you're powerless to do anything but look on in abject horror as a purple
I don't know what
man
that says.
pulls
I
up
don't know
in
what
a
that
car,
says.
murders the child, and drives off.
Okay, we're going back.
It's my belief, loyal theorists, that this game takes place at Fredbear's Diner, and is chronologically the first event that we see in this timeline. How do I know? Well, it's a small establishment, and there's only one animatronic, Freddy, as opposed to all the other games which show other robots. But more importantly, this murdered child is the one that sets everything into motion. One of the new tasks added
Really? Really, Pog? Really? I will cry. I will cry.
to Five Nights at Freddy's.
Yo, Milo, thank you so much for the 2 bits.
Music box
Uh-oh.
that we're told
Uh-oh,
Blakely
Milo.
is one of the animatronics. If you fail to wind the music box, what you're introduced to is this terrifying thing. The puppet
I
looks
appreciate
like No
that.
Face from Spirited Away.
I
You know
will
what else
cry
he
about
looks
it.
like? Take a look at that murdered child again. See how
Oh my
he's
god, I
too
forgot that we were talking about FNAF.
visible on his face,
Guys, look,
even
puppet.
after he's dead? If we assume
Guys,
that
look, it's a puppet.
will stay with him into the afterlife, we can make a pretty good case that this kid's murdered spirit eventually found its way into the puppet animatronic. But that's not all. What jump scare happens after this Save Him minigame? After seeing this tear-stained child's murder reenacted in 8-bit, the puppet jumps out of the screen and attacks you. Coincidence? I don't think so.
He had a purple
That
car.
incident marks the first
Look at that
time
guy.
the chain is
Look at
ever
purple guy.
associated with a violent act carried out against a child, and we can infer that it was this incident that caused the original owners of Fredbear's Diner to sell off to the company now known as Fazbear Entertainment. Now, I don't know about you, but if I was senselessly murdered and left to haunt a crappy pizza place for the rest of my life in the body of an awful-looking clown doll, I'd want to get my revenge as soon as possible. Unfortunately for our vengeful puppet, though, it doesn't quite turn out that way. Fast
Aw,
forward
poor
a few
puppet.
years to Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, the first location, the one that has yet to appear in a game. This new restaurant is the one we learned about in my earlier episode and throughout the first game.
I don't know if
where
there's ever a
the
game of that.
murderer uses a golden Freddy suit to lure away and kill 5 children in the back room. As we read through the various articles on the wall, he gets caught the next day, but the bodies are never found, presumably because they've been stuffed into the animatronic suits. The restaurant stays open for a few months until the dead
I almost
body
got hit by a
stink
car when I
starts
was
to
walking in my
waft off
grandpa-
the robots and causes the place to get shut down for
Yeah,
health
getting hit by cars is
reasons.
not fun,
But
man.
how do we know this happened in the first pizzeria's location? Again, we turn to what the phone guy says. On night 2 of Five Nights 2, he mentions the smell coming from the old animatronics, the smell that got the original restaurant shut down. We also know that after the Golden Freddy incident, it took multiple months for the restaurant to get shut down. That couldn't have happened in the restaurant of Five Nights at Freddy's 2, which is shut down on night 6 and into the foreseeable future. But outside of these lore clues, it also makes logical sense. Before the Golden Freddy murders, there was one
Guys, and there's only 2 games, and he's already like, guys, how do we do the timeline?
But now there are 5 more dead children, and thanks to another of the death minigames, we find out exactly what happened to them. In the Help Them minigame, the puppet stuffs the dead children into the robotic suits, giving their souls new life, and preps them for their eternal mission of vengeance. But MatPat, you say through your chattering teeth, there are only 4 dead children in that game. To which I tell you, look closer, if you dare. For the frame right before Golden Freddy's head jumps out and attacks features the lost 5th dead child. And
Whoa.
what started as a haunted puppet has suddenly become an army of possessed animatronics out for revenge. But wait, that's not all we know.
My dad
We
checked
also
on
know
this
the
by a
murder
train.
was committed
Whoa.
by the
Oh
same
god,
guy
that's
who killed the
really
first
terrifying.
child. How? Look at the Foxy death minigame. Twice, Foxy runs out to meet the kids, but the 3rd time we see the tall purple man again, smiling.
Guys, this is the first time
Foxy
Purple
goes
Guy
into the
showed
other
up.
room to find 5
This guy's like a
dead
whole
children.
meme now.
The Man in Purple strikes again. Skip ahead to 1987, finally bringing us to the events of Five Nights at Freddy's 2.
Wow,
The
we like
old
have like a name
animatronics
for
have
him
been
and everything
retired,
now.
and the cute new versions of all our favorite friends come equipped
William
with facial
Afton, the man
recognition
behind the
software
slaughter.
that just so happens to be connected to a sex offender database. Seems like an oddly specific detail, right? Until you consider that the last restaurant was closed for having children get kidnapped and killed by an employee. It's a safety measure. You see how it all ties together? So you have some
Yeah, I should
animatronics
actually know what
possessed
this
by
one-
vengeful
but I don't.
spirits and another batch on the prowl for predators. But that doesn't stop our friend the Purple Man from continuing his life's work of murdering children at Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. As we learn from
Pat,
the phone guy
yes.
in nights 4 through 6,
Hi, Ninja
the
Kitty,
new
how you
restaurant
doing?
is once again under investigation as, well,
Oh,
I'll
God.
let him explain.
Oh. Phone guy.
What on earth are you
Phone.
doing
Hello,
there?
hello.
Didn't you get the memo? The place is closed down, at least for a while. Someone used one of the suits. We had a spare in the back, a yellow one. Someone used it. Now none of them are acting right.
The Golden Freddy.
You should watch a FNAF the
Back
musical.
again.
Oh my god, dude. I watched that when it came
Also
out.
supports this. You, as Freddy,
Dude, and
must
all of the
improve
music, too.
exact replica of the building.
Have you- yes, I have seen it, yes.
Places, seeing the 5 dead
I have forever
children
fear of that.
spread out
Hello,
through the
hello.
various rooms. And based on what Phone Guy says, it seems like the guilty party was the former
God.
night guard, the one who moved.
You're
to
using
day
way
shift
too
and the one your
advanced
character
Spanish for
replaced.
me.
I mean, Phone Guy makes plenty of uncomfortable references to suddenly having an available
No.
position during the day.
When we get
I've been
all
using-
sorted
well,
out, we may move
Okay,
to the day.
the first one I did figure out all by myself, and then after that, you were using words that Duolingo hasn't taught me yet. And I'm dyslexic. I'm trying my best.
This one just became,
I know, Lucifer isn't here.
we don't have a replacement for your ship yet, but we're working on it.
But is the Purple Man really?
The reason why I let Spanish into my chat is because actually a lot of my chatters are from Mexico. And sometimes they will talk to each other in Spanish, and that's fine. It's not because I'm, like, fluent in it or anything. French and English I am, though, so, like...
Someone we've never met?
I love Mark
Who's
Fire
only
singing,
worked
yeah.
there a week? Or is it
Dude,
someone
that
we
was so
trust?
long ago.
Someone with a long history with these characters. Someone no one would suspect. The head guard. The one forced to fill empty positions and teach new recruits.
Yeah, it's
by
definitely the
leaving
head guard.
instructions
Real.
over the phone.
Definitely not the
Is
owner. That would be
Purple Man
wild.
The phone guy. Ask yourself this. What do we really know about Phone Guy? Let's look at what he says. First,
Yeah, it's
he
definitely
always
Phone Guy.
speaks like an outsider looking in.
Remember when we thought, for literal years, that the purple guy was Phone Guy? I do. I know what it said. I used a translator. I'm not giving you $1,000. Get out of here. Clean out a bunch of jewelry and I throw some away that I need. Oh!
He refers to the management of the company as they. So he's not
I used to
higher
watch.
up like the CEO
Oh.
or even a manager. But he's also not a typical day worker, as he says things like the employees and the staff. So he works there, but isn't generally considered a regular member of the company. We also know that he's qualified to take the role of a night guard. As we learn, he plans to take over the position sometime after night 6, and is on his way out of the position by the time the first game starts.
For now, just make it through the night. When the place eventually opens again, I'll probably take the night shift myself. I actually worked in that office before you. I'm finishing up my last week now, as a matter of fact.
What else do we know? Well,
It's
we know
bad?
that Phone Guy
Oh.
has a long history with the company,
Rip.
being with it at least since the first pizzeria that we haven't played in. He also openly admits that Foxy the Pirate was always his favorite, and that he has never liked the puppet because, as he says, it was always thinking.
See, I told you you wouldn't have any problems. Did, Foxy ever appear in the hallway? Probably not. I was just curious. Like I said, he was always my favorite.
Uh-huh.
To be honest, I never liked that puppet thing.
Did you guys know that, like, Phone Guy is, like,
I can go anywhere.
Okay, but what do we know about the Purple Guy,
like,
the Golden Freddy Killer? Well, let's
played
look at
by
the games
Scott
again.
Coppin.
He has a long history with the franchise, killing since it was Fredbear Diner. We see him
Oh.
smiling as he watches Foxy perform, Phone Guy's favorite, right before Foxy sees the room of dead children. We know that the puppet and the killer wouldn't get along, which would explain Phone Guy's discomfort around a creature that he describes as always thinking. And here's the bombshell. We know the
Wow.
killer is a security guard.
Man.
Now, on
Man.
very rare occasions during the Save Them minigame, while Freddy chases the puppet, the Purple Man appears and chases you. Look on his chest. It's an orange badge, the kind that would be given
Wow.
to a security guard. Now look at his eyes. Notice the white spots?
I don't watch
Odd,
it after the musical.
seemingly
Okay, will not.
innocuous Detail. But now look at Golden Freddy. Look deep into his dead,
Wow,
vacant eyes.
guys.
What do you see?
Remember when we thought Phone Guy was Purple Guy?
Pinpricks, really.
Oh, dude. Do you not watch it? Okay, I won't.
What do we see in Purple Guy's hand?
I even do it
Atari
better.
graphics make it tough to
Probably-
discern. It's not like any gun or knife I've seen. No, that to me is very clearly a phone. The robotic
Yeah,
voice
it's
is
definitely a
crying out for
phone.
you. Save them. Save them. But when Purple Guy, Phone Guy, catches you, the screen crashes and all you're left with is, you can't. But that's not where it ends, Internet. As you and I both know, there's still
Man,
five
man.
minutes. If this game
Oh.
is last in line and the puppet is truly pulling the strings behind all of this, you
Tape
might be
it, I
asking
can
yourself,
guarantee
where
you
is
I'll
in
forget
5
that
minutes
it
one?
exists as
We
soon
know
as the
other
stream is
animatronics
over.
got scrapped, but
Sometimes
this
I really want to
ghostly
make the
guy
remake.
should
I
still
want
be
to remake
around
the
if
FNAF
this
music with
timeline
friends.
I
Do it.
proposed
Do it,
is
trainer.
correct.
That'd be fun.
Get this. The puppet is in the first game. Take a look at the east hallway.
Ooh.
Seems pretty normal, right? But every so often, the posters
Where
on the
was
walls
Foxy in
change to
Security
this,
Breach?
a crying child.
I think there's like a thing where they basically were just saying that like Foxy just like wasn't as marketable anymore, and so they changed him to Roxy. Like it's just like how a company would evolve, basically. I think that's like really it. I don't think there's like a super like deep lore reason for it. I think it's just like
Five Nights at Freddy's series is about
the
vengeance, one child,
it's just like trying to show like how a
sick
company would evolve
or
over the time.
looking for revenge against a sick child killer. The purple guy, the guy who just so happens to be the first voice you hear when turning on these games.
Now see, like I know it says I want a Toy Chica, but I don't know what the word is in the middle.
But hey, that's just a theory.
Now,
A game theory.
now,
Make sure
now,
you wind that music.
now. Okay, let's keep the horny a little bit down. Okay, let's keep it a little now. Okay, just a little bit. A little bit, a smidge.
Box by clicking the
Okay.
subscribe button.
Oh my god. Number 3. We're on to... Wait. Yes, theory 3. Doesn't take it correctly? Okay, well what does it mean then? What does it mean then? It's not catch? Yeah, that's not what it translated as. That's, yeah. I mean, I can show you what it translated as. Now, I understand that, like, okay, so it translated Chica to girl, which I understand why it did that, so, but, like, oh, it's gonna be backwards. You'll figure it out. Hold on. I want to. Toy Chica. Put the F word in there. It means fun! Yeah! It means fun! Yeah, definitely. It means fun, guys. What else could it possibly mean? The F it did? I mean, that's what you intended, is it not? Like, that's what you meant to write, right? I mean, like, you know, like, translate is a little bit smart, you know? Anyways. 3. Okay, this is the one we were looking at before. Okay, so this is the one that MatPat decides. It means fun! Yeah! Okay, this is the one that MatPat thinks is the most important. Oh my god, it's so effing loud. You trapped me? Oh, I'm so sorry, man. I just know Spanish so well. Real.
It's time.
I will not. I will not. Mostly because I'm watching this right now. So, yeah, no FNAF 3 today.
Hello, Internet.
And welcome to Game Theory.
Where good things, or at least FNAF things, come to those who wait. And man, when it comes to this game series, no one was waiting for anything. I mean, the second
I was trying to figure out what guy you're talking
first,
about.
The trailer for the third was 2 months later, and like
you shouldn't use schizophrenia as a descriptor. I understand what you mean, but let's like not use it as a descriptor for something because it's a real mental illness, you know? So it's like not do that. I understand what you mean. It would be better to use the word paranoid or paranoia. But I understand what you mean.
4 minutes after that, the game was available to download.
Oh yeah, this is when the third game came out.
My pants down on that one. I just wasn't prepared for.
Like he released the second episode, and then like the third game came out like a day later.
Was your ability to rip that final game apart. Hours after the release of the game, people were discussing good versus bad endings, 8-bit Atari cake, glitching through walls, and punching a flipping code into.
I didn't want to make it seem like you were in trouble or anything. Just so you know.
Some
people might like take offense to it.
To say. First off, well done to you guys for figuring it out so quickly.
Welcome to the Theorist game.
Scott, seriously, Scott? Oh.
No? I think you misunderstood what I was saying. No, cause okay, so like schizophrenia is like a mental illness, right? So like using it as a like a descriptor for something would be like looking at something that's like okay, so you did understand. Okay, cool. I thought like maybe I spoke in a way that made it like okay, it's fine. You got it. It's fine.
Look,
okay.
Here's a wall. Let me just dial
So literally explain it again.
Beep, boop, beep, boop, boop. What? When
I was trying to do it in a better way.
Horror game to magical fantasy. This thing is
so there's dog heads of Monopoly and blankets in the house right now?
I
Well.
expect Harry effing Potter to apparate into Pirate's Cove or something. Jeez.
I think this is the start of the decline of Matt Pat's health, like mental health.
Other place that you see numbers in this game.
Wait, O2, what did you say about the DM? I didn't say really anything, just that I read it. I didn't type anything back though, if that's what you meant. Yeah. Your stream is so fun. Thank you. Oh, there's an ad. Oh. You said my stream is fun and then you're just like, boom, ad. That's so cool. That's so cool for everyone. That's love that. Yeah, I know there's an ad. I know. Anyways, Milo, I'm very happy that you did that thing today. It would be amazing if you did the thing every day. You don't have any ads? Oh, that's wonderful. Sometimes you don't get an ad. But everyone won't have an ad in about 25 seconds. Aw. You're so correct, Jay. Oh, okay. I have issues with doing it every day. That is fine. I am sure that is something that you're working on. I'm glad you did today, though. What is that? Oh, welcome back, everyone. It is time to get back into game theory. He's talking about the FNAF timeline and how there was a bunch of secret codes and lore in the third game because Scott Coffin figured out that if you put a bunch of cool little mini game stuff into the game, people would play his game more and talk about it more, because whether or not you like Scott Coffin as a person, he's genius marketing, knew how to jump on to his fandom, you know, like knew how to be like, guys, anyways.
The bonus jump scare menu or something, anything, but
I don't know what that
dialing
is.
it into a wall makes so much more sense. Okay, sorry, just needed to get that one off my chest.
Yep, that's one of my emotes.
Now with 15 days
That's
at
he.
Freddy's under our
He's from the
belts
back
and a
rooms.
few overtime hours clocked in for good measure, we have ourselves a completed video game trilogy, with the third game giving
A
us more
completed
jump scares,
video
more
game
phone
trilogy.
guy, and
You
more
wish, Matt Pat.
fan. But this game also
You
contains
wish.
the final clues we need to get some closure on this
That is all the
deviously vague story.
he lives in
Scotty
the
C
back
certainly
room,
didn't make
and we've
things
taken
any
pictures.
easier for us, but at this point I think we finally have enough puzzle pieces scattered across the 3 games to
Yes.
assemble a fairly accurate picture of this franchise's lore. Since you guys had a, let's just say, above average...
He is, chat's collective boyfriend. Everyone loves he. That's he in different parts of the back room. Taking pictures of he in different back rooms. We are just guys, come on.
I wanted to create something
What do you mean?
that answered as many
That's how we get
questions
fun?
as
I don't
possible
understand.
about this
I am
franchise.
not
But
understanding
beyond
now.
just the details, the question we all want an answer to is what exactly happened in the story throughout this
Wait,
series?
it's 3 a.m.
It's a
looking
pretty fundamental
fiends.
question to not have an answer to, and yet, despite thousands
Or my
of
TV
videos,
something.
forum entries, and
What is your
Tumblr
TV doing?
posts- Whoa,
Why
hey, put that
does
away.
he
You
pause on
behave
this?
yourself. This game is already scary enough without you sticking your hook somewhere it doesn't belong, okay?
Why did he pause on that picture? Why does he have this picture? Why is that picture there? Pat, what were you looking at to find that
Despite all
picture?
those things, we still don't have a clear picture on the details. Yes,
I
there's
just-
a child killer on the loose, the infamous purple guy, who's been using Fazbear
The infamous
Pizza
purple
as his
guy
drug
who
to
he's
for
becomes a
3 years,
meme in
but
10
going into
years.
the 3rd game, we still weren't sure about who this guy was or even how many victims he'd officially taken. Then there are the animatronics. Sure, we
Pat
generally
furry?
understand that the
Might
killer's
be.
dead bodies have been stuffed into some of the suits, and that with the help of the puppet, the kids were able to find new life in those robotic bodies. But then, what about Shadow Bonnie and Shadow Freddy, who randomly appeared in FNAF 2 only to become prominent figures throughout Part 3? How do they fit in? What about the ghostly Golden Freddy, someone we've been talking about since the first game, and yet...
Okay, I think the translator messed up this time because there's no way that's what you Oh my god. No way. That's so funny. No, okay, like, the, the first time, I don't know why, but the first, it did say, I'm hungry, but for some weird reason, it put whore in front of it. It said, whore, I'm hungry, and I was just like, and I was like, there's no way that, like, this guy just said that. That would be so weird. Especially since I know what tango means. Like, I know what that I just didn't know what, like... It's not there anymore. You guys are gonna think I'm lying. It's not there anymore. It showed only the first time, and then it's not there anymore, guys. I swear to God, it said whore, I'm hungry. I just... Whoa. Whoa. What happened there? Whoa. Mr. Cheese, your thing got auto-modded because it was all in caps, but I am going to read it out because I think it's quite funny. Which was, I found the final piece to my femboy machine. Once turned on, it will turn everyone in the United States into a femboy. Alright guys, so every one of you that's in the United States right now, good luck. I hope you enjoy your new, wide range of fashion choices that you now get to have. Have fun. Internet is so bad. I feel like I can get so sick right now, but like the pancake batter was so good. You like, alright. What if I'm already a fanboy? Maybe you become double fanboy. I mean, I'm a fanboy in VR, so yo. Okay, you guys are saying words in Spanish that I just don't know. I just don't know what these words mean. See, I do know what queso means, and I'm just dumb. And I was just like, I know what that. Never mind. As a trans man, in a way, I'm already a fanboy. That 8-bit. Have a good rest of your night. I'll be live again tomorrow. I don't know what time. But I'll be live again tomorrow. I'm primarily a knitting streamer, so I know that's a weird one. So I'll be knitting tomorrow. I'm gonna go eat 2 bags of goldfish to make it even worse. Now. Oh my god. It's Lucifer. I just realized you were here. FNAF lore, guys.
Well,
That's what
now
we're
that
here
we
for.
finally
FNAF
have
lore.
all the facts, I think it's time we revisit my timeline I presented in the last episode to see what I got right, what I got wrong.
Imagine
Yes,
Russian
you heard
words. I'd
that.
rather not.
Wrong. No shame. I'm a big boy. Mommy, wow, I'm a big kid now. And finally fill in the missing
MatPat
details
got
to
stuff
create
wrong?
what
No
I
way. In the
believe to be
FNAF lore?
my
No way.
definitive
That's
Five
crazy.
Nights theory. And boy, howdy, it is a doozy. So strap in.
Not here next year.
theorists.
I'm
Come on
dead
in.
because of a
You're
gym. Okay,
about to
okay,
get
Milo.
it. Overall, the timeline of the franchise I presented the last video still holds strong. Decades before the name became a horror legend meriting its own theme park style
Surely that
attraction,
translates.
Freddy Fazbear got his start at Fredbear Family Diner. It's here where our story begins as Purple Guy
It
takes
can.
his first victim. Something
fact,
we
it can.
see in the Take Cake minigame from Five Nights at Freddy's 2. What tells us that this is Fredbear's and first in the timeline? Well, as I said last time, in addition
God,
to it
dude,
being
you remember when the
small
timeline
space,
was
the
this
only
simple?
character we
Wow.
see is Freddy, whereas
Simple
all
times,
other
guys.
minigames
Wow.
lead
I love
to multiple
2015.
animatronics. He's also holding a cupcake. Since that would later become Chica's signature item, the event depicted in this game must have come before she was created. Additionally, notice that the Purple Guy's murder takes place
Is it a
outside
cupcake, though?
the building. This is the only time we see him murder someone outside the walls of a Fazbear building, which implies that
I feel
this
like
is
there are
likely
bugs
his
all
first
on me.
victim.
That's not
Serial
good.
killers often have what's known as a signature, a way of killing that's unique to him and him alone. For Purple Guy, his signature is dressing in an animatronic costume, then luring children to the back of the pizzeria and killing them there. But this
Bye, Pog. I hope you have a good night. I'm working on my Spanish, man. I'm trying my best. Learning languages is hard. I'm very dyslexic. I'll try to at least be able to read it, you know? Like, I'm recognizing words and I just don't remember what they mean. I'll be live again tomorrow. So hopefully. Bye!
murder occurs before he developed this particular style, implying that it's the first. From there, we know that the puppet jump scare that always follows this minigame, combined with the tier design on both the dead child and the puppet.
If you don't speak Russian tomorrow, I'll hit you with a crowbar. Okay. Then you have to go learn French.
The event caused the original owners to sell the Fredbear name, who then rebranded and avoided the negative PR.
Yelled Spanish and I have Mexican blood in me. Uh-oh.
They then opened a new chain of restaurants, which we never saw in the games.
Spanish would be... I just feel like Spanish would be a good language to, like, know.
This is not Fredbear Diner like
and it's totally not because of the QSMP. Yeah, that would be weird. That'd be weird to learn a language because of a Minecraft server. That'd be wild.
How do we know? Well, by paying close attention to
definitely
the
not learning
recordings
Portuguese
of
for the same
Photo Guy
reason.
Dug up in FNAF 3, he introduces us to Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, not Diner, before explaining the functionality of the special spring-lock suits.
I mean, it probably would help Lucifer.
Welcome to your new career as a performer/entertainer for Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. Right now, we have two specially designed suits
Real.
that double as both animatronic
Me when people
and
talk to me in French, I'm like, yes, I understand some of the words you're saying.
Are still allowed to walk around freely during the day, meaning that this is happening before the bite of 87, in which an animatronic bites someone during business hours, removing their frontal lobe and resulting in the animatronics being restricted to moving around only at night.
For ease of operation, the animatronics are set to turn and walk towards sound cues.
As Phone Guy informs us, and as we see in the Stage 01 minigame, there are two specialty suits, a Golden Bonnie suit and the origins of the infamous Golden Freddy. But the lifespan of these spring-lock suits is actually short-lived as we learn about their one fatal flaw.
After learning of an unfortunate incident at the sister location involving multiple and simultaneous spring-lock failures, the company has deemed the suits temporarily unfit for employees. The classic suits are being retired to an appropriate location.
Now, let's pause here. Two employees are killed by the failure failure of a Bonnie suit and a Freddy suit. Where else in the game do we see Bonnie and Freddy sharing a unique feature that no one else in the game possesses? Shadow Freddy and Shadow Bonnie.
Oh my god, I forgot about those
Origin
things.
of the paranormal Shadow suits. Yes, actually, Shadow Freddy and Shadow Bonnie are tied to the ghosts of the employees who died in the spring suits.
Bro, I
Get
forgot
this,
those
the employees'
existed.
bodies were taken out of the suits, which is why their appearance is more
Yeah, Milo, you should probably, like, figure that out. And by that, I mean, like, yeah, I don't know what that would be. I went to a Chuck E. Cheese about a month ago. It was weird after watching all of Bark's FNAF videos, also having the Oh god. I've never been to a Chuck E. Cheese before, but there used to be a kind of similar thing here when I was, like, really young, but it's, like, closed down now. Guys, remember... Remember when we thought it was just some random guy in the Springlock suit?
and why they can't possess them as well as the children.
Wow. Just seeing Springtrap be like, yeah, it's just like some guy, and you're just like, FNAF's it, like William Afton's in there.
Hides in a secret safe room that has been built into every pizzeria. A room that's hidden to customers and invisible to the animatronics programming. During the minigames that occur between nights, we see Shadow Freddy lead the other animatronics to the
I forgot the
secret
Shadow
room,
Freddy and
only
Bonnie
to cause
existed,
them
man.
to glitch out and then get torn apart by Purple Guy. This supernatural origin story is how Shadow Freddy is able to enter the safe room when other animatronics can't. How he's able to lead you to that room in the first place when other animatronics wouldn't be.
Oh my god! Bunny! Bunny, I can't believe that you're here now and not when a guy was trying to talk to me in Spanish. Bunny, I was trying my best. I was trying my best. You'd be so proud of me. I did get one sentence. I understood one sentence. I was doing video game. No, you don't have to be sorry, Bunny. I was just like, you know, it would have been, like, it probably would have been more exciting for you than for me. Then you guys could have probably spoken in Spanish. Thank you. I tried my best. And then after that, I was like, yeah, I know some of these words. Thank you, thank you. But I do not know what this sentence means. And also, like, I was, like, fully expecting this guy to just, like, start, like, you know, like, saying swears at me because haha funny, but then the sentences kept being like, I love your streams, you're a really cool person, and I'm just like, man, you just showed up here. This must be wrong. This Google Translate is wrong. And then it wasn't. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Bunny, I'm also learning Portuguese right now. And I'm finding Portuguese easier than Spanish, so that's really cool for me. I've come to the conclusion that Portuguese is Spanish with a French accent, because because every time it shows a word that I've learned in Spanish, they will pronounce it like how I pronounce it. Like, you know how you, like, make fun of how I pronounce Spanish words? How I pronounce Spanish words is how they pronounce it in Portuguese. Like, it's just a French accent. Portuguese is Spanish of a French accent. It's amazing. Portuguese is French Spanish, 100%. Yeah, it's amazing, man. It's like, I'm reading it, I'm like, yes, this makes sense. This is how I would pronounce it. This is correct. It is 11 p.m, so I'm supposed to be asleep and I still have the feeling bugs. Oh. I don't know how you would get rid of that type of thing. I'm really sorry. I'll eat them for you. Anyways, I'm having a great time.
And even why he leads you there, knowing that purple guy attacking you will eventually free your soul. That's
You guys can't hear that, but there are police sirens outside my door. Wait, he does know that it's
alternate purple guy costume like many believe. It's an apparition. Suck on that, Harry Potter. I knew someone would apparate eventually. It also explains why Shadow Bonnie's minigame in FNAF 3 always starts on stage.
Thank you for the Lurk Bunny.
The spring suit.
Have fun doing video game.
That has the ghostly ability ability to glitch, fly, and teleport. As we concluded last episode, this is also the point in the timeline of the first missing children's incident.
I forgot that
one
the
we learned
shadow
about via
creatures
newspaper
existed at
clippings
all.
in Five Nights 1. So,
Wow.
based on the newspaper clipping evidence we have, we know that the mauve murderer dressed in one of the suits lured children to a back room and killed them. He started
Yes.
to develop his signature. But one nagging detail FNAF theorists have been wondering is, what suit does he use for his disguise? The answer? Golden Bonnie. Why? Well, remember the phone guy saying the faulty
Oh, he does
suits were
know.
being
He does know
retired
it's
to an
Springtrap.
appropriate location. There's a high likelihood they're being stored in one of the safe rooms in the restaurants. Plus, we hear in FNAF 2 that the purple guy has a habit of using a yellow suit.
We had a spare in the back, a yellow one. Someone used it.
But why not Golden Freddy? Phone guy tells us so at the beginning of Night 5 in FNAF 3.
Management has also been made aware that the Spring Bonnie animatronic has been noticeably moved.
My, what an oddly specific detail to include, Scott Cawthon. And remember, these
Yeah,
tapes
Scott
that play in
Cawthon.
FNAF 3 date all the way back to the first pizzeria location, which is why this detail is so important. It reflects Purple Guy starting to develop his signature killing pattern. From there, we know the rest of the story. Purple Guy
Yeah, and
kills
he's just
kids,
killing people
stuffs the
randomly.
bodies into the
There's
suits
no
to hide
reason.
them, but as we read the paper, is caught on camera and arrested. Meanwhile, the puppet
Yeah,
gives life to the
arrested,
children,
real.
and the angry spirits possess the robots. Or is that really how it goes? Let's go back to the Give
It's
Gifts,
not.
Give Life minigame. The children are lying there dead, and the puppet first tries to give them presents. Weird, right? Weird until you consider that his place is at the prize corner. Giving presents is the only thing he knows that can make children happy. It's a reflex. Remember, this is still a child's spirit in this puppet, but when that doesn't work, the puppet goes around one more time and does the only other thing it can think of: put the bodies into the suits. You heard that right. In trying to save the children, he's the one hiding them in the animatronic suits, not the killer like we've been assuming. But then what about the fifth child, as there's only 4 here? Well, as we pointed out last time, the fifth child
mean-
is there too, appearing at the very end of the minigame and taking the role of Golden Freddy. But remember, Golden Freddy is a decommissioned Springlock suit at this point, deemed too unsafe to be functional. The reason he's slumped over and can't move like the rest is that his endoskeleton has been taken out. He's in suit mode, not free roaming mode. He physically doesn't have the mechanisms in place to stand up and move. Possessed or no, a dead child's
Yup.
spirit just can't give a boneless suit the ability to stand. This also explains the lone naked endoskeleton that appears occasionally in both Five Nights 2 and Five Nights 1. An endoskeleton that once belonged to Golden Freddy. Whew. I know I made you wait for this one, so I knew I had to make it count. Heck, if there ain't a lot to cover. Still with me? Good, because we're ready for our
Wow.
next location. You see, since the puppet hid
Skin.
the bodies, no one knows they're in the suits until they start oozing and smelling, which, as we see in the papers, eventually gets the place shut down for health violations. The company tries to recover from, quote, the tragedy that took place there many years ago, but can't, and eventually is forced to shut its doors for good. This leads to the trailer for Five Nights at Freddy's 2. Finally, we're actually going to talk about a game in the series.
So look the bug
Seriously,
thing up,
can you believe
okay.
we've been going this whole time on locations that aren't even settings for the 3 main games? That is why this lore is so challenging, but also
Like, I know it's a symptom of, like, drugs, but, like, I'm assuming that's not what's going on, you know? Late stream? Would you like to know? I don't know, Milo. Do I want to know? Like, I do want to know, but, like, do you want to share? Theo, on Thursdays I usually do streams at this time because I have work until 3. So, but yeah, I mean it's kind of late because I've been streaming for 2 hours already. But yeah. Not floor.
so interesting. Anyway, forgotten, dismantled, deactivated. These are the words you see at the beginning of the trailer. Back when the debate about whether this game was a sequel or a prequel to the first game, these words made it seem like a follow-up, that everything had been shut down
okay.
since the first game. But
Is there
it
like
wasn't.
something that can help with it?
These words are a reference to the business being closed down after that first missing children's incident. That's why
I always
posters
miss Spooky
everywhere in
Thursday.
Five Nights 2 are
No!
all
Theo, I'm
about
so sorry.
brand new Fazbear Pizza. It's the grand
Aw,
reopening
dang.
after years of being out of business.
It's okay,
And
we're
it's
doing
also
we're
why the
doing
new toy
FNAF lore.
animatronics have built-in facial recognition software to a criminal database. They need to be careful to prevent another incident. But, as we know, it doesn't work. As we see in the
Yeah,
Save
it's
Them
almost
minigame,
like the guy
5
who built
more
it.
children get killed in this new location. We know it's the new location because the minigame map's layout perfectly matches this new Fazbear business. We also know it couldn't have
Yeah,
happened
it's
earlier in the
wild.
timeline
It's
as
like-
both the old animatronics
like the
and
guy
new
who's
toy
killing is
robots are presented
people
in the
who-
game. But
person
this
who's building
time,
the
the
robot.
puppet's
That's
solution
wild.
Isn't saving the kids, it's stopping the killer. He enlists the help of Freddy to try and SAVETHEM, leading the bear to the killer's location. Except Purple Guy came prepared, equipped with not a phone, but rather something to help him tamper with the animatronics. He knows that something fishy is going on with these robots, because he's been watching, studying. The puppet wants Freddy to save them, to which the killer's answer is only this: you can't. So, how did the Purple Guy manage it when he had been caught years before? What about the bite of 87? How do FNAF 1 and 3 fit in? And most importantly of all, who is the Purple Guy?
Who is
All
Purple
that
Guy?
Next week. Don't worry, I'll come back. I always do. In the meantime, it's all just a theory.
A theory.
A game theory. Thanks for
what?
Make sure you don't miss.
Okay, guys, so we're gonna watch part 2, and I think that might be it for today. Guys, oh my god, there's 92 videos in the playlist. There's 92 videos. That's so many videos. Okay, part 2. Often, treated cause and other factors. Okay, that's good, Milo. I really liked it when they did this, when they like changed the intro. I think it was pretty cool.
Hello, Internet.
Welcome to Game Theory.
We may not have made FNAF, but I like to think we've at least made it a bit more interesting. So,
And
in
wow,
part
do
one of
you
this
keep doing that for the
long-awaited
next 10 years?
questions-answered FNAF theory, we covered everything
I
from
would
the
love,
origins of
like,
the
I don't
bear
remember
animatronics
who
to
he
the reason
thinks
for Golden Freddy's
Purple
ghostly
Guy is at this
behavior
point,
to
because there
proof
is
of what
no
suit the killer
names.
uses. We clarified the timeline and even
You know what I
went
mean?
so far as to dispel the
Like,
myth that the
there's no
killer is
names of the
one shoving the
kids.
bodies into the
There's no
suits.
names of, like,
Click
the
here if you
owners.
missed it
Like,
to get
none of
caught
these
up.
exist.
Don't worry, I'll wait. This is a pausable video after all. But today we're covering the major questions from the franchise, the final bits of the timeline, the ending of the game, and most importantly of all, the identity of the Purple Guy.
Who could you
So enough
possibly
intro,
think is Purple
let's
Guy
cut
at this
to the
point?
chase. When we left things off, there had been another round of murder done in Fazbear Pizza. Purple Guy had once again used a golden Bonnie suit to lure in another set of 5 kids and kill them, as depicted in the Save Them minigame from FNAF 2. The place gets closed for investigation a few days later, but the one thing that practically everyone overlooks in this location is that it gets reopened. In FNAF 2, the Night 1 phone call welcomes you to your new summer job at Freddy Fazbear's Pizza.
Okay.
Hello and welcome to your new summer job at the new and improved Freddy Fazbear's Pizza.
Yes.
Summer job. And yet, the paycheck at the end of the week reads November. There is not a single place in the world where November is a summer month. Not one. Meaning that these tapes, all these tapes, are pre-recorded. And honestly, that shouldn't be a surprise. Phone
That kinda
Guy's
makes
calls
sense.
are recordings in every game. In FNAF 1, before Phone Guy dies, he says he's glad he recorded these messages when he did.
I'm kind of glad that
We're about it. This is has been.
And then in FNAF 3, they find the old
Okay.
training tapes the
Okay.
Phone Guy made.
I mean, as long as like, probably be able to find
Dude, these are like prehistoric. I think they were like training tapes.
In short,
Sorry, I was
all
like
of
paying
Phone
attention to
Guy's
the video
messages
game. Sure, you'll find something that will help then, because like, yeah, that would suck if you have to like go to bed with like, ugh.
are unstuck in time, not recorded anytime near your tenure as security guard. That includes the ones in FNAF 2 talking about children going missing. The pizzeria isn't being shut down for an investigation of some missing children the week you happen to be working there. You're listening to old tapes meant for the night security guard from months ago. Need more proof? Night 6's call references a birthday party happening as the last last event before the building closes. But what
Okay, hold on. I've never touched any of the games or books, but isn't Purple Guy canonically William Afton's eldest son? So really, there is two Purple Guys. So canonically, one of the Purple Guys is William Afton's eldest son, Michael. You're correct. And the reason why, like, yeah. But the Purple Guy that we're talking about in these games is the killer, who is William Afton himself. So yeah, so there's two Purple Guys. One is Michael, the eldest son, and the other one is William Afton. At this point, though, the person that he's talking about is, like, the killer, like, the person who's actually killing the children. Because that's what we're, like, seeing. But at this point, when MatPat is making these videos, we don't have any names at all. Like, nothing has been named. Like, we know the names of the animatronics, but we don't know any of the names of the kids. We don't know the names of the owners of the shop. We don't know anything. Like, the Afton family does not exist at this point. Which is why I'm, like, so curious as to who he thinks Purple Guy is.
decorations do we see put up?
So what did I miss? My PC just broke.
Happy birthday banners. Confusing? You betcha. Game-changing? Absolutely. This means
FNAF.
that both Jeremy and Fritz, the characters you play as throughout FNAF 2, aren't the killer Purple Guy at all. They were both working in November, after the Yellow Suit investigation and the killer getting charged. Which brings us to the other key point in the timeline, the bite of 87. Ever since we heard about this mysterious frontal lobe nibble on that first
That's not
fateful
like
night
the
at
animatronic
Freddy's,
because
we
I have
wanted
yet to
know
have any
more
interest in
about this
FNAF,
bizarre
lol.
attack, the one that ends up resulting in animatronic.
That's totally fair. That's totally fair. I think for me, I got really into it because, the first 3 games came out the year that I graduated, and it was, like, basically the only thing that, I watched on YouTube. Like, it was, like, I don't know.
No longer being allowed to
FNAF lore is gonna live rent-free in my brain forever.
We do know more. We know it took place in the location
That must be
of
anxiety?
FNAF 2
Oh,
based on the
okay.
1987 date on Jeremy's paycheck. And furthermore, the newspaper clipping that ends FNAF 2 gives us a clue that it's the bite which closes this version of the restaurant, not some serial killing. Quote, after being open a few short weeks, the restaurant is closing its doors. The article says,
About reading the
with new
books, though, don't
animatronics
know
being scrapped
if
for
that's even
possible
okay place to start.
That's
The books would definitely be an interesting place to start, especially depending on what books you're talking about, because there's 2 different series. So there's, like, a series of books that is, like, about, like, these kids that, like, go inside a pizzeria. Like, it's, like, a YA novel. And then there's a series of books that are a bunch of short stories. And, like, yeah, you could read those books, and you would get a bit of the lore, but Scott Cawthon has said that the canon of the books and the canon of the games are slightly different. So, like, yeah. I mean, you could. You definitely could, and it would probably be a completely fine place to start, honestly. Bonk. Oh, there's an ad now. Well, yes, it's okay, because we're already paused, so who cares? Whatever. Never mind. That's whack. It's a little bit whack. Yeah, like, they're good. They're okay books. They're not, like, masterfully written or anything like that, and like, they're very like, it's very obvious that someone who is not, like, necessarily a writer wrote them. But they're not, like, bad by any means. But, like, if you could find them at, like, maybe a library or something, it would probably be better than buying them, I think. Like, they're worth the read, but maybe not to own. Would probably be my advice there. Welcome back, everyone. We're unpausing it. I hope, Theo, that you heard what I said. I don't know if you got an ad or not. I just said that, like, yeah. I have both the Silver Eyes trilogy and Fredbear Frights 1 to 8. I have the Silver Eyes trilogy 1 and 2, I think, but I don't think I have anything else after that. I do want to own all the books, but I don't know. Somebody told me a Knit Frog from Build-A-Bear with the song that's what I like. Ooh, that's fun.
Game designer Scott Cawthon telling us that one of the new toy animatronics bit someone during the day. Why else would the new robots be scrapped while the old ones
Out of
get
ads,
kept
welcome
for
back.
possible reorganization? Well, outside of an obvious need to retcon why these new robots didn't appear in Five Nights 1, it's because the company considered them safer, relatively speaking. So, then who's the biter? Well, it's none other than the pile of scraps and parts.
I've watched all the FNAF
Mangle.
game theory
The most
videos online,
obvious
two
clue
of
is
them,
the
so I think it's fairly
animatronics
versed in the
unhinged
lore.
jaw.
Okay, then you'll be
The frontal
fine. Yeah.
lobe is the biggest part of the human brain, and the size and shape of the other toy robots' mouths just wouldn't be able to handle the size of the human head, especially when you compare it to the Mangle's narrow snout and wide open mouth. There's also Mangle's sharper teeth and potential angle of attack. As shown by its jump scare, Mangle goes for the top of the head. And who got bit? Well, there isn't enough evidence
Welcome back,
to say
8-Bit.
definitively, but your most likely candidate would be fan favorite Jeremy Fitzgerald.
Wow.
Jeremy passes the test, and on his paycheck at the end of the week, he's welcomed into the family, presumably getting moved to day shift. Fritz gets hired to replace him on day 7, but then promptly gets fired for tampering with the animatronics. That means he's
Wow.
not likely
Remember
to
when
want to
we
get
thought
bit, and
that, like,
instead,
it
the
was just
person
some
who
guy
follows
that
him
got
on day
bit?
shift
Wow.
is, leaving Jeremy as the most likely frontal lobeless candidate.
Wow.
But regardless of whether it's Jeremy or some other customer we've never met, someone gets bit,
It was-
the restaurant
yeah, it was
closes
that
for
one.
good, and as the newspaper clippings show, the old animatronics go into storage awaiting a smaller location with a lower budget. Fast forward to the
Watch all of
90s and
Mark's
FNAF
playthrough
1.
vids, and I
We
wanted
know
to
it's
watch
the
these from
90s,
Matt Pat.
and the
Yeah.
paycheck received by Mike Schmidt,
Yeah, I mean,
security
I watched
guard
these while they were
extraordinaire
coming
from
out, but
the
I've only
first
watched
game,
them
something we
when they
proved in
came
our
out, so,
first
like,
Five Nights
it's
video.
fascinating
And
to
now
kinda
we can
go
breathe
back
a sigh of relief,
now that
because
we
this
know.
was the beautiful time long ago, last August, when the games weren't so complicated, when the biggest mysteries were a game-crashing goal.
Yeah, guys, do you remember when, like, this is when we have 3 games right now? Remember when the games weren't so complicated? We only had 1 game to do, and now we have 3, and it's so complicated. Wow, it can't get worse than this.
Gold Bear and the words "It's me." No death minigames, no puppets, no need to shoehorn in extra overcomplicated storylines. That all would come later when the first game became a smash hit and got itself some sequels. And boy,
Little
did
does he
those
know.
sequels make
Yeah.
things complicated, as both
Wow.
featured 8-bit minigames revealing
Wow.
more details about this location from the original game.
So
First
young.
things first, we know
So
that the purple
naive.
guy kills 5 children here. We see it in the Foxy Go 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 minigame from FNAF 2. Foxy runs past a grinning purple guy to see 5 dead
Aged like a
bodies.
fine
Sorry,
wine.
no fireworks
Real.
this time, Foxy.
Tried
And
to
how do
go
we know
spill
it's
my
the
entire
FNAF
FNAF
1
head
location?
again.
Well, it's the only time in the game when Foxy's
So innocent.
stage, Pirate
Wow.
Cove, is located
Guys,
to the west
I found out
of a
today-
dining area.
Guys, I found out today that Matt Pat is currently 36, which means that when he wrote and hello, Gibbons. Hello, thank you so much for the follow. How are you doing today? So he's 36 right now, which means that when he wrote these, he was about 27. I'm 26. I just want everyone to know that.
Area. See how he performs for the children by running to the right? That matches the map layout of the FNAF 1
He's
pizzeria.
so young.
We also know from the FNAF 3 minigames that this is where the purple guy
Who's for
dies
You're a Menace?
inside a golden
You're a Menace to
spring-lock
society.
bodysuit in a safe room near the back. One built so that it would never show up on camera, conveniently explaining why it never appeared in the first game.
No,
Hold on, weren't those safe rooms sealed up a long time ago? I mean, we touched on this last episode, but the old recordings of Phone Guy we listened to throughout FNAF 3 say that these rooms are being
Shakes
closed off,
loudly while choking on
discontinued, and will
goldfish.
never be
Menace
mentioned
behavior.
again. Why would a location 20 years later possess a safe room unless it was the same building as the first Freddy Fazbear's Pizza location? That's why it's in such disrepair when we see it in the FNAF 3 minigames, boarded up with rats
Oh
on
my
the floor.
god.
It's been closed down for years, which also means the dead kids from the Foxy Go 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 minigame aren't another set of new victims, cause seriously, at this point, the killer would have made his way through like a short bus full of pizza-hungry children. No, those kids are the first 5 dead kids, the ones who would eventually possess Old Bonnie, Chica, Freddy Foxy, and Golden Freddy. I mean, look, if the animatronics were possessed at this point, don't you think Foxy would be attacking Purple Guy rather than just running past him to perform for some dead kids? This also explains the random cutscene from FNAF 2 where the puppet's looking into Freddy's eyes. You can tell by the tables in the background and the design of both Bonnie and Chica
That's
that
so
this is
freaky.
the FNAF 1 location with the old animatronics on stage. But it's not a flash forward to the game's next location, but rather a flash back to the moment the puppet brought these characters, these children, to life. Okay, but that's just tying together some loose ends in the story. We're interested in how this whole thing ends, and those FNAF 3 minigames give us the conclusion we're looking for.
I just
These
want to
flashback
know
minigames show Purple
who
Guy
he thinks Purple
dismantling
Guy
the
is.
animatronics from the security of the safe room one by one. But in doing so, he's unwittingly releasing the spirits of his former victims. Freddy, Bonnie, Chica, Foxy.
Greetings.
Golden
Oh my god,
Freddy.
hi
With
Glitchy, how are
their
you doing?
powers combined, they are able to scare Purple Guy into the Golden Bonnie springlock suit, which fails, crushes him pretty much to the point of death, though notice we never actually see him die, and the spirits fade away. Golden Bonnie with Purple Guy inside, now known
Oh my god,
as
Springtrap. I'm doing
rots
quite
away
alright
in
at
the
scout
safe
work.
room
Nice.
For years until he's finally uncovered by the founders of Fazbear's Fright from the third game. With the discovery of
My god.
Springtrap, this haunted house attraction inspired
Crap,
by the
Springtrap.
years of
Guys.
murder of the pizzeria chain, finally has their first real animatronic, who then haunts the player for 5 nights and a nightmare night until the place burns down due to faulty wiring. The end. Take a bow. It's finally over. Well, kinda. We're still left with one final, seemingly
Oh my god. I'm on the TV. It's their 10-year anniversary. Whoa, congratulations. That's fun, because this game is like 10 years old. Wow.
impossible question to answer. Who is the Purple Guy?
Who is the
After
Purple Guy?
spending, I
Who
kid
is
you
he?
not, full days plotting out all the details of this game franchise.
Who is he,
on
Springtrap?
whiteboards, talking it
Who's
over
Purple
with anyone
Guy?
Who would stand to listen to me ramble on and on
Exactly,
about
that's why we're
fictional
watching it with you.
haunted robots,
Excellent.
and just looking at it from every possible angle, all logic points to it being
Sorry for the shameless cliffhanger here, but due to a copyright strike currently on the channel, I can't upload videos longer than 15 minutes, and this one is an 18 plus, and I didn't want to make you guys wait any longer for this episode, so thanks for understanding, and click here, because the video is up now for you to watch. I guess we're watching the next episode then. God dang it, MatPat.
finally has their first real animatronic, who then haunts the player for 5 nights and a nightmare night until the place burns down due to faulty wiring.
Old MatPat was
The
a menace,
end.
real.
Take a bow. It's finally over. Well, kinda. We're still left with one final, seemingly impossible question to answer.
Honestly, he's
Who
still a
is
menace.
the
Let's be
Purple
real here.
Guy? After spending, I kid you not, full days plotting out all the details of this game franchise on whiteboards, talking it over with anyone who would stand to listen to me ramble on and on about fictional haunted robots, and just
Farting in
looking at
a
it from
closet
every
looking.
possible angle, all logic points to it
Couldn't be any
being
other. Sound cuts out. Don't worry about it.
the phone guy. And
What's up,
no,
the phone
not
guy?
because I made a theory about it and refused to let it die. Honestly, I couldn't care less if that last video was wrong. At this point, I just care about the truth, and phone guy makes the most logical sense. I know your complaints,
I
and
was
I
a
promise
guy.
you, if you stick with me, you'll be convinced. First, there's the circumstantial evidence I presented during my FNAF 2 theory. Phone Guy's admitted love of Foxy
Like,
being
okay, to be
reflected
fair,
by the smiling
with the
purple
information
guy
that he
sprite
had,
with the
like,
Foxy
there wasn't really
logo
any other
on it.
thing that he could
His
think of,
distrust
you know?
the puppet, a creature haunted
Like-
by his first victim that we see time and time again trying to bring us
Like, that makes sense. Like, with the information that he had, like, it being purple, like, it being phone guy makes sense.
Object in his hand from the Save Them minigame. But there's even more evidence when we consider
Is there
Five
now?
Nights
Oh my
3.
god. god.
Consider this. He's the only
Die.
person in the game who knows about the safe rooms. As we've mentioned before, all the safe rooms were sealed up back in the Springlock suit days, back in the first Freddy Fazbear's Pizza location, meaning every other employee coming after.
Oh, he really released like another 10-minute video justifying that it's Phone Guy.
Only character we meet who would have any knowledge of these rooms, and more importantly, of how they operate, how they're invisible to the cameras, and more importantly, to the animatronics. And that's just the beginning. He's also the only person who knows how to use the Springlock suits. Again, once they were decommissioned, the suits were hidden away. Regardless of whether you believe that the killer used a golden Bonnie suit the whole time, or you think he used a golden Freddy suit,
he's not confident in this theory.
We know for a fact the killer was using
I think he is, though.
Springlock
Green Knights, hello! I'm doing pretty good.
The only character we know who had knowledge of A, where they were hidden.
Like, okay, to be fair, like with the information he had, like they're like,
I know a lot
you know,
of
like that made
said that it
sense.
couldn't have been Phone Guy because he knew better. He knew that they were dangerous and could kill him. So if he was indeed the purple guy, he
like
wouldn't
everyone
just
thought
hop into
this for a really long
Springtrap
time.
suit like we see depicted at the ending of FNAF 3.
Facade.
But there's one key detail that everyone has been overlooking, and that Scott carefully included in this game. Listen.
Video.
Hear it? There's rain. There are puddles on the ground. It's dripping from the ceiling. The killer had been using these Springlock suits safely for years, but in his panic to escape the ghosts, he failed to notice the wetness of the building around him. The killer had never encountered this problem before because the building had always been in a decent state of repair, but now it's a wreck, torn apart.
Oh, yeah, because it would be affected by being moist, right. Already knew the ending to the FNAF franchise, now that's a game theory. That would be definitely very interesting.
Some rain would make those suckers ready to snap.
Oh my god,
shut.
hello! How are you?
Killer. I mean, all of that makes a pretty compelling argument. Almost an open and shut case if there wasn't one final major criticism to the Phone Guy theory since the release of FNAF 3. And it's a good one. The fact that Phone Guy seems to die during his Night 4 phone call from the first game.
Does.
I may not be around to send you a message tomorrow.
I'm doing pretty good. And we're doing,
bad night here for me. I'm kind of glad that I recorded my messages for you.
Not there.
If Phone Guy was the killer, why would the robots still be active after his death and the ghosts disappear? It just wouldn't make sense unless you stop to consider the rest of FNAF 3's endings. The big twist in FNAF 3 is the inclusion of a good and bad ending. By completing the game normally, you get the bad ending, in which we see Purple Guy die in a flashback minigame, and the whole
I have a song stuck in my head, and I'm not completely mad about it. What's the game? Or what's the song? Let's see, there's no horror game known as tutorial this week.
To unlock minigames.
Now.
Basically ignoring
Now.
those games, glitching them out, and giving
Now.
dead kids cake to make them happy.
I tried my
Obviously
best.
Referring to the victims of Purple Guy. Beat the game this.
Now, okay. Now. Why would you make fun of me? I do have a different game that I do want to play, but like later. Kind of Love by Dream. Oh, I didn't realize he released a new song.
Largely the same, but with one fewer animatronic mask and no lights on. The obvious difference here is that in the good ending, the souls of the dead children have been put at peace. When they disappear for good. They don't
Good
go
now?
back
Okay,
to their
I'm glad.
animatronic bodies. But the bad ending? The lights on behind the eyes of all 5 masks mean that these
Never
guys
mind.
are still active. Angry, restless spirits still haunting the robots to this day. Because here's the thing. The good ending doesn't exist until you, as the player of the 3rd installment, give cake to
Tutorial was no tutorial, it was hell. I didn't mean for it to be insulting. It legit looked like a layer of Dana's tutorial. It was awful, dude. I've never felt more stupid in my entire life.
But are still out for vengeance. Yeah, you made it through those first 5 nights at Freddy's. You overheard the death of the Purple Guy recorded live on the phone, but it wasn't enough. You got the bad ending. Even with the killer are crippled in the back room in a spring-lock suit, the lights are still on in these animatronics. They're still roaming the halls, attacking anyone wearing that much-hated security guard outfit. People like Mike Schmidt, an innocent guy just trying to do his job.
Mike Schmidt, an innocent guy, just trying to do his job at a failing pizza restaurant. Definitely not anyone else. That would be wild.
At a failing pizza
Went golfing today, but I only went for the golf cart.
What Phone Guy says
Based.
in his Night 4 recording perfectly foreshadows what we see in the games.
Maybe sometime you could check inside those suits in the back room. I'm gonna try to hold out until someone checks. Maybe it won't be so bad. I always wondered what was in all those empty heads.
Golf cart to revive. I've never been in a golf cart.
About what Purple Guy does.
Like, I've never, like, been driven in one, I guess. I've sat in one.
Hides in a suit, and
I think.
despite getting sprung-trapped, actually does hold out until someone checks. Holds out long enough for the phone dude to find the hidden safe room, recover the animatronic, and set him free in Fazbear Fright. Exactly what the phone guy said he'd do in his final moments. And as Springtrap, he comes back in FNAF 3. Comes back like he always does.
I wrecked one? Uh-oh. I've driven one? Ooh.
Fright. Remember, Springtrap is the only real one they've found, with all the rest scattered, probably located in dumps, which is why their bodies and faces are decaying. All that the spirits can do is appear as phantoms, hallucinations. Well, all except one. The puppet, who we see in his physical form roaming the hallways of Fazbear Fright. So real, in fact, that we see his reflection visible in the pools of water under his feet, meaning he is there and unburnt. There's only one way to truly end this. End the murder.
For people who don't know, Mike Schmidt is Michael Afton. For people who don't know. That's why I was going, real. Just some guy. So, like, that is, like, William Afton's son, who is the security guard. Yeah, Lucifer's okay. They just drank some milk, you know?
Place to the ground. The puppet gave robots life, gave spirits peace, and finally gave the murderer, the phone guy, his long-deserved death.
No, I didn't drink milk. I ate milk.
That is the end of the Five Nights at Freddy's
now,
story. No hat,
now,
no
like, are we
movie,
talking, like,
no
cheese, or are we talking, like... Oh, that was the cat.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, what happened? What's wrong?
Look!
Oh no.
But hey, that's just a theory.
The final chapter.
Game theory.
Guys, you remember when the final chapter came out of FNAF? You remember when there was... Remember how there's only 4 games of FNAF? You know how... Like, there's only 4? There's only 4 games. You know, and, like, we're gonna watch, like, there's only one more theory, you know, in this playlist of 92. There's only one more because there's only 4 games. I was here since the demo of FNAF 1. Me too, man. Let's go. Guys, the other day, speaking about rotten milk, guys, the other day, I was like, hey guys, like, you know what'd be good for me right now? I should go get some slices of cheese. I'm gonna slice myself up some cheese to have as a snack, because that's a healthy snack. And, like, I was, like, eating the cheese, and I was like, this cheese tastes kind of like when you have cheese in your hand for, like, a little bit too long. And it tastes, like, a little bit funny because you were touching the cheese, you know what I mean? And I was like, this is fine. This is fine. So I had that cheese. The next day, we were having spaghetti. And I grabbed the same block of cheese that I had the other day. And I was gonna, you know, grate it to put on my spaghetti. Turned out the block of cheese was moldy. So the cheese I had the day before was moldy, and I just didn't notice. So that was fun. Love that for me. Who do we run a raid? Oh my god, Amesy is playing Minecraft. What kind of cheese are you getting, old tier? Oh, like usually we have like marbled cheese. Every mozzarella, it's marbled cheese. Block of cheese is mold though. No, but it was like blue mold. Like it was not good, man. It was not good. Anyways, we're not gonna raid Amesy, okay? That movie comes out soon. I just realized. Yes, that's why we're doing the lore. So we have a few people who we could raid. Honeydew Lemon is doing a just chatting. The Hacking Frog is playing Stardew Valley. And like I guess we could raid Amesy. He's on his like alt channel. Playing Minecraft. I'd rather not, solely because like like, you know, like they're a partnered streamer, like, you know, they don't really need like, you know, me to raid them. Like it's kind of like, you know, not cheddar, I'm blocking you. Okay, you guys, one of you guys said mozzarella and the other one said cheddar, and I said it's marbled. So it's like, it's those two things combined. So what do we want to watch? Like, do we want to watch Stardew Melon, or do we want to watch the Hacking Frog? Hacking Frog is playing Stardew Valley. Honeydew Melon is in the just chatting category. I don't know what they're doing. What the? Just chatting? Okay. Just chatting? Okay. I don't know what they're just chatting about. It says, I'm back and for good. So I'm assuming they went on a break and now they're back. Okay, so I will see you guys tomorrow. I'm gonna be knitting tomorrow. Hi and bye. Hi and bye. I'm gonna be knitting tomorrow at the earlier time. It'll be at like 3-ish. Hopefully 3-ish. So I'll see you guys there. Thanks for joining today. Bye!